And we'll call to order at 7 p.m. or, well, 7:07 now. And if Donna would like to, we'll restart the attendance.
Okay. Justin Miramonte,
Present.
Tim Teagan,
Present.
Scott Bowman,
Present.
myself, I'm here, Andrew Duke,
Present.
Dana Carver,
Still here.
Jay Gillette.
Hey,
Is that how you say it?
no, Gillette. Did you say Gillette? I was coughing.
Yep.
It's Gillette.
Tori Henricks. Is Tori here? Yes, she is. Raphael.
Here.
John just Scott.
Jessica here.
Jaskip. Okay.
That's right.
Lawrence Johnson.
Here.
Leah Daly.
Present.
Angela Thornton.
Here.
Charles Essner.
Here.
Mike Saliba.
Here.
Dave Franklin said he was here but gone till 7:20. District 12 is vacant, and Colin Fitzgerald.
Here.
Okay. Should I note the guests for the record, or how do you do that? Or what does everybody think?
We'll want them in the minutes, but I will have a record on the Zoom account if you wanted to take it later. It's up to you.
All right. Okay, we're just missing Tori then.
All right. Well, the agenda is on the screen. Is there, Mr. Johnson, you had a motion regarding it.
Never mind on my motion. It was facetious anyways. I was just going to say you needed to add approval of the agenda, but since we approved the agenda before the agenda is approved, I don't know if it actually needs to be on there.
That's a fair point. Do appreciate that.
We have put it on there in the past, just as a point of order, but I don't know if it really needs to be.
Paradox.
I do have a motion to amend the agenda, though. I don't know if I see it on there. I emailed it to you about addressing the petition of Macomb County reaffiliation.
I did just see it. It didn't get added before here, so if anyone would second that, I would gladly hear it.
I'll second.
All right. And can we have the precise text of the motion?
To address the reaffiliation of Macomb County.
Any objection to putting that alongside the Western Michigan discussion? Hearing none, I'll place it there.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get my mic unmuted in time. I would put it down after Dana's motions because there is a motion to just undo their disaffiliation. So if we're going to undo it, we don't even need to address the reaffiliation.
That's fair. All right, so we'll first consider, did the motion did have a second.
I disagree.
All right, well, let's first decide whether or not it's going on the agenda, and then we can discuss its placement. So was there any further discussion about whether or not this should be placed on tonight's agenda?
Well, I would agree with Angela. This is Dana. I would agree with Angela on that. I mean, it's already on the agenda.
I have no problem with, to clarify, I have no problem with it being added to the agenda. I just think that it should be further placed down on the agenda.
All right. Mr. Bowman, did you have anything regarding whether or not this should be placed on the agenda?
I'm supporting putting it on the agenda. I disagreed with Angela's statement on placement.
Understood. Did anyone have any comments about whether or not this should be placed on the agenda before we go to a vote on whether or not it'll be there? And then we can discuss where it will go on the agenda. Hearing none, All in favor of adding this to the agenda, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion passes without opposition.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
can I ask the secretary to record my vote as abstaining?
yes. Could you record Miss Daly as an abstention?
Sure.
Same here.
Who's that?
Mr. Fitzgerald, District 13.
Okay.
Anyone else? Very well. Any further motions regarding the agenda?
You had the discussion on placement.
Yes.
Okay, it's my position that actually the hearing the petition for affiliation should go first, and my argument for that is that it is a fairly normative procedure, clearly stated in the bylaws, whereas the idea of reversing an action of a prior LEC, while possible, is a little bit odd, and I'd rather do things by the least controversial method than a more controversial method if you have the same outcome.
Thank you for that, Scotty.
Point of parliamentary inquiry, please, Mr. Chair.
By all means.
To address the reaffiliation of Macomb County, have they submitted other documents and we're just going to be voting on whether to reaffiliate them or not? Is that what?
Yes, that they have
Okay.
submitted bylaws. Mr. Teagan can speak to the submission because he sent it just shortly before the meeting.
Okay.
However,
So
yes,
I
they have.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Well,
Weren't
let's finish with the first inquiry and then we'll proceed to you, Mr. Johnson.
Okay, I was just going to say then I would withdraw my motion, which hasn't even been seconded. I think it's fine where it is. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. And with that said, Mr. Johnson.
I saw the bylaws which were submitted. I did not see the other two documents that were requested in order to pass this motion today. And that is a list
What were they?
and I can't remember what the other one was, but there were three things that were requested that just so we do this according to our bylaws. I'm not objecting to reinstating them, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking that if we're going to do this according to our bylaws, we need to meet the requirements. West Michigan has fully met those requirements. All I saw was the bylaws from Macomb. That my point of information is both as to the bylaws and whether or not these other things have been documented.
Mr. Teagan or Mr. Saliba, if you could. I can pull up the email, but it'll take me a minute.
Because at this point in time, I have only received the bylaws, but Saliba might be able to speak more to that.
I'm looking at the bylaws. What else do I need?
A list of attendees at your most recent meetings, and I'm trying to remember what the third one was.
Just a request to affiliate.
So the request to affiliate I was going to make, since I'm the chair of Macomb and I can just vocalize that. And the list of attendees, I can put it in the chat right now.
Did that address your concerns, Mr. Johnson?
I believe so, yes.
Right. I see Ms. Carver has her hand up. The floor is yours.
I just wanted to address Scotty's concerns. I did reach out to Richard Brown regarding all of this, and he said that it is a okay thing to do, and he gave me all the information. So it's parliamentary approved.
Thank you for that, Dana. All right, so right now the proposal was to put it with the affiliation of West Michigan. The motion to relocate it was retracted. Ms. Carver or anyone else, did you want to remake that motion on behalf that Ms. Kennedy had made? Or Ms. Thornton, my apologies.
Well, I mean, I guess we could do it. If it's going to go there, we could do it. If it doesn't pass, then we'll hear my motion, I guess.
Well,
I just want to reaffiliate it. I don't really care how it happens as long as it happens as soon as possible.
Mr. Chair, from West Michigan.
Yes.
I would be concerned that if there are any issues that come up during the discussion of Macomb's affiliation, because they've not obviously officially submitted the documents in the way that I know that we did, and it may be a conversation. And I would be concerned that whatever happens in Macomb could affect, if this is a both have to be affiliated, then it could be a problem for West Michigan if there are issues with Macomb. So I move to separate them. Just know that that's going to be what we may have to do. Okay. I don't know what's going to go on with Macomb, but clearly the way they're following the application of reaffiliation, as opposed to what Dana wanted, if they do it that way, then there's probably some issues with the formal paperwork they put together. Right? Or not?
According to the bylaws, no.
We're good.
According to what the committee discussed, it doesn't necessarily check every single box, and that you guys did submit more paperwork. But to clarify, these issues would be heard separately. It's just we're talking placement on the agenda. I was considering placing it right following West Michigan's moment on the agenda.
It was only my concern, so thanks.
You're welcome. And Mr. Evans, any objection to Mr. Evans having the floor here? Hearing none, you have the floor, Mr. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to note that in the chat, Mr. Saliba posted a list of the attendees of the last meeting.
Thank you for that note. Anything further, Mr. Evans?
Oh, sir.
Much appreciated. All right. So, do I hear a motion to place it on the agenda as it is positioned now to address the reaffiliation of Macomb County?
I thought we voted on that.
We're voting on the positioning of it now, just on the agenda, because there was some discussion on it.
Can we get a second?
It wasn't seconded. I just wanted to make sure that the issue had been fully dispatched with before we move on.
Who made the motion?
I made the motion.
Okay.
And then withdrew it, correct?
No, but I just said I would, because you said, does someone want to make a motion to put it where it is? And I said, yes, so moved.
Oh, okay.
So now we need a
Understood.
second.
I second it.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Andy, Scotty, are your hands still up from earlier?
I have it up on another matter.
By all means, Mr. Bowman.
Yeah, I had sent a motion concerning a future meeting, and I think most people here saw it, and I'm just wondering where would we bring? Should I have that added to the agenda now, or is this just something I bring up in the discussion at the end?
I was just going to append that to the vote to set our regular meeting date. However, we can just. All right. Yes, we can certainly separate it and put it right alongside it. Just one moment.
Okay.
Does that have a second?
I should read it out loud, I guess.
Second.
All right, so I would place that right alongside the scheduling of a regular meeting date and time. Any discussion on the matter?
I'd like to speak, and I can't figure out how to raise my hand. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would speak against this motion. I would I would like to see it discussed tonight. I don't see any reason to wait another month before we talk about it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Did we ever vote on the first? We never voted on Angela's other motion. Are we
She
supposed to
withdrew the
vote on?
initial.
It didn't get a second, so I withdrew it.
So we only have the first motion to address the reaffiliation. What
Yes, and that
about
was
the
added to
motion
the agenda.
Yeah,
And
but
now
what
we're on
about
Scotty's motion.
the motion to place this issue after the reaffiliation?
Oh, okay.
That's withdrawn?
Yeah, that was
We've-
withdrawn.
Yes, it was moved to place it where I'd initially suggested, and that motion passed.
So who made that motion?
I believe it was Ms. Thornton.
Yeah, I
Okay,
made
this
that
So
one.
moved. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Point of information, Chair, can you restate the current motion on the floor for me, please?
The current motion is to discuss scheduling a special meeting to discuss the Comerica case. It was moved by Scotty Bowman, and I did not catch who seconded it.
I seconded it, Charles.
Thank you. All right, and Scotty, is your hand still up from earlier, or were you requesting the floor?
Oh, hold on, I'm trying to actually find my controls here. I got so many things open. I'm trying to find the meeting. No, that's what my hand was up about.
Okay.
I'm just trying
All
to
right.
navigate my way back to the meeting here. I'm not getting responses on some of these. What the heck?
All right. Ms. Carver, you have your hand up?
You're muted, Dana.
Looks like her hand went down. Was that just still up from
Oops.
earlier, Dana?
No, I made a oops and forgot to unmute. So this is kind of a part of what I wanted to say. Clarification. Are we going to also have a regular meeting this month? Because we haven't had a regular meeting because this is technically a special meeting. So I'm like worried about meeting fatigue. So I'm trying to figure out how many meetings we're going to have this month.
Well, we're going to be scheduling a regular meeting date and time. If that were to fall in the third or the fourth week of the month, it would transpire this month. If it were to fall in the first or the second week, we'd pick it up in September.
So we just wouldn't have a regular meeting at all in August.
Because we declined to set a regular meeting date at our last meeting. If we decided on the third or the fourth week, that would be the case, yes.
Okay.
All right, that motion's been moved and seconded. Do we have any other discussion on it before we go to a vote? Seeing none, all in favor of adding this to the agenda, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
No.
Nay.
Also nay.
Who's the third nay?
Colin.
Okay.
Miss Daly will abstain.
Mr. Franklin abstains.
Johnson, nay.
It's close, but it sounded like it passed. Does anyone want to request a roll call?
I will.
Roll call has been requested. Miss
Okay.
Miss Secretary, if you could conduct a roll call and be sure
Sure.
to come to me last.
Okay. Tim.
Yes.
Okay. Scott.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
I will say yes. Dana.
No.
Jay.
No. No.
Lori is absent. Raphael,
No.
John,
Yes.
Lawrence,
No.
Leah abstained. Angela,
No.
You were a no. Yeah. Charles,
Yes.
Mike, Saliba,
I forgot what we're voting on.
Scotty's motion to a special meeting for the lawyers
To discuss it.
to discuss it. Yep. To discuss, Scott. Yeah. To discuss
The
them.
text is in the chat.
Oh, hold on. Circle back to me.
Dave, I think abstained, correct?
Yes.
Colin,
I'm going to switch to abstain.
back to Mike.
Um,
It is
so
6
this
to
meeting
5.
would include the full board.
Yes, that's what Scott requested, I believe.
Um, as someone who's named in the Comerica case, I think I'll have to vote no and set up a meeting that's a little bit more at the discretion of those named in the case at a later time. Which is a long way of saying no.
Right, Mr. Chair, it's a tie. Did you wish to vote?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Estner.
one quick question. If there would it be considered a conflict of interest if you are in this case, in which case you should abstain on the vote? Just a quick question, no clarification, that's all.
That's not true. We have no obligation to abstain on any such votes, according to Roner. But thank you for the question.
I was asking the chair. Thank you.
Ms. Thornton is correct that there's no obligation. It would certainly be encouraged, but there is no obligation under Robert's rules. However, given that concern, the chair will vote yes. The motion passes.
Okay.
Change his vote if he attend.
Any further motions regarding the agenda?
I would like to make a motion regarding the agenda, Mr. Chair. I would
Yes.
like to adopt the agenda as modified by the motions.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could we please scroll through the agenda one more time?
Of course. Call to order at 7. It's the very top. Attendance, we've gone through, going over agenda in previous minutes. On to announcements, appointments, affiliation motions, member comments, notice motions from Ms. Carver, open floor regarding communications, scheduling the meetings, both a regular and a special, and adjournment at 8:30.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. All in favor of approving the agenda as adopted and modified?
Aye.
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 Any opposition?
Aye. No.
Who was that?
I couldn't get my button pushed fast enough. That's all. Sorry. That was an aye.
Okay.
All right. The agenda is approved. And everyone should have received the previous minutes. See if I can't get them up on the screen for us. And do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry, I can't look at the screen in the,
Motion
Tim
made by,
by who?
Tim Teagan, seconded by
Oh,
Charles
sorry.
Effner and
Okay.
Dana almost simultaneously. All in favor of approving the minutes as submitted? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes have been approved. Which brings us on to officer reports. And it's been a busy time since convention. We've gone through transferring the party assets, and we've updated the NDA. City access is currently being granted to directors of the board as well as affiliates, and we'll be in contact with you soon if we haven't been already. Work is in progress to address some ongoing mail flow issues with our email, and I expect to have that resolved here by the end of this week. Social media unblocking is underway, and thanks to our secretary, Facebook is completely unblocked. Chris Clark advanced in Taylor's primary earlier in the week, and he'll join Scotty Bowman on the general election ballot in November. There was some positive outreach from the north. Both the UPLP and the Straits area held some outreach events in the past couple of weeks. Oakland will be tabling the Dream Cruise coming up, and Wayne will be tabling the Dally at the Alley. All these events are on the calendar, so please come out and definitely join us as you're able. And with that, that will conclude my report. I see Mr. Johnson has a hand raised.
I'm not sure if this is a port of information or whatever. I know that in the past, the generally what was done was these officer reports were prepared in writing ahead of time so that A, they could be reviewed by the board members, and B, so that the secretary wouldn't have to try and very quickly jot down everything that's being said, so that you would simply be able to insert those reports into the minutes once we had finished the meeting. I really don't know where that falls in various points of information, personal privilege, whatever. I'm not sure.
I can certainly do so moving forward, and I'll be happy to email some cliff notes to the secretary here so that it makes her job a little easier. It wasn't past practice of the previous board, but if it's the preference of this board, I'd be happy to do so. As soon as the chair's report is completed, I will send it out to leadership.
I'm fine either way, as long as it's not much longer than what you just did.
That's fair. All right. Well, hearing no objection to that, I will try and do that going forward, Larry, and I appreciate that point. Moving on to our affiliates director, Mr. Teagan.
Yes, in my report, it was brought up to my attention that certain paperwork has not been filed for some of our multi-county affiliates under MCL 169-224. But since it's been brought to my attention, it is my impression that it has been filed properly for the thumb, and Huron Raisin is in the process. And upon the proposed affiliation of Western, we'll help them take all necessary steps to file paperwork. I believe things are in order to have a vote on the affiliations of Western and Macomb today, so that's going great. And there is still some controversy about Genesee, but that is my report as far as affiliates director goes.
Thank you for that. And Mr. Duke, anything from the treasurer's side of things?
Oh, you skipped Scott. Or let's see.
Oh, I guess that would be the proper order. Thank you, Donna.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, I had been so jammed up with things I hadn't organized any formal report, so I guess I'll just summarize quickly. You did part of it, which is mention the primaries, and I'm sorry, I need to get to know my candidates better. Chris, the
Well,
yeah, I'm sorry, the other candidate.
Chris Clark.
Chris Clark. I'm very pleased that Chris Clark has made it through the primaries. And also I didn't even have a primary because of my would-be opponent failed to get sufficient signatures, and actually there need to be more than two candidates for the office I'm seeking for there to even be a primary. So I'm in the general, and that seems to be going quite well given I have no balloted opposition. And I'm happy. I don't know what Chris Clark's opposition is facing right now, but I should certainly be asking him really soon about that. I did get a notification that Elizabeth Corder, who had previously held office in Washtenaw County, I guess she got primaried out this time.
That was not a primary. That was a special election, and she did not win.
Okay, that's what that was. So she came in third place. Was it one opening then in the special election, Larry?
Yes.
Okay,
And I
thank you.
apologize for the interruption.
No, that's it. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of acting in the role of chair of my own discussion. Um, all due respect, Justin. That's really all I got right now. I did, and I noticed on that form where people are volunteering that there wasn't a candidate committee, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a standing committee or not, but I added myself onto it because it seems appropriate that the second vice chair should be on that committee and should seek volunteers for it. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Now on to Mr. Duke.
Thank you. I've completed several administrative tasks for the last couple weeks. Our LARA filing has been updated. I've got new officers in our district reps. I am aware of one error regarding Tori's name. Plan to correct it when we submit a new one with our District 12 rep. But if you see any other errors, please let me know. Both our Mitten and FEC records have been updated. Stripe, our payment processing service, has been transferred. And our bank accounts are still in transition. I need to present the official convention minutes to the bank. Unfortunately, the former secretary has not provided those minutes. Because I don't have a direct access to our bank accounts, I have prepared the following July financial report using secondary sources for info. Our state and federal account are unchanged, respectively at $6,168 and 64 cents and $28,814 86 cents. Our general account opened July 1st at $6,781 and 89 cents. We received deposits of membership renewals in 500, convention receipts for 1,555, and reoccurring donations of 35 and 76 cents. That totals $2,090 and 76 cents. Our expenditures for the convention were $5,024, 33 cents. And some miscellaneous processing fees due to Stripe, which I have to figure out more exactly. It's about $104. So unofficially, our general account has $3,743 and 78 cents. Also noteworthy are some donations in kind, which amounted to $365 and 79 cents. And that concludes my report.
Andrew, could you send all those numbers to me, please, for the minutes?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duke. And Miss Secretary, did you have anything to report?
I do not.
Thank you. I think we covered most of the announcements between the reports here, but did anyone have anything they'd like to announce?
Is this open floor?
By raise of hands, yes.
Oh.
Go right ahead, though.
Okay, just for open floor, I wanted to bring everybody's attention to the Democratic Rules of Order, which you can read about at democraticrules.com. The Democratic Rules of Order are an alternative to Robert's Rules of Order. Several local affiliates and state affiliates have moved away from Roner and to the Democratic Rules of Order. It's my plan that in the future at a state convention, we do the same for Michigan, but before that happens, I think that it would be a good example for us to set by running these meetings by the Democratic Rules of Order rather than Robert's Rules of Order, which nobody should notice the difference, but we'll make a point to say that we ran our meetings by the Democratic Rules of Order. I'll be making motions at the beginning of each meeting in the future to suspend the rules and operate under these rules. But I didn't want to start making that motion before everybody was familiar with them. Some bullet points from their website say it is easy for all members to understand, can be read in an hour, only 27 pages of rules plus 37 pages of examples, appropriate for any group size, equally useful for formal and informal chairs, no jargon or complicated classifications to learn, and based on the natural laws of democracy. If you would like a copy of the Democratic Rules of Order and you are a member of the board, please email me at themikesaliba@yahoo.com and I will have a copy sent to your house.
Well, I do appreciate that, Mike. The more appropriate time to bring that up would have been the convention a couple weeks ago when we could have actually modified the bylaws. Unfortunately,
I'm not suggesting a change in bylaws at this time, only that I'm going to let you know that in the future I'll make future motions to run the meeting under a suspension of rules that allows for the Democratic Rules of Order.
I don't believe a suspension of our bylaws would be in order, but we can deal with that in future meetings. I'll certainly look into it. That being said, any further announcements? I see Miss Carver has her hand up. Go ahead.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the Straits area had our county fair and we had our booth and we had lots of new contacts and gave away lots of books and information, and it was a wonderful time.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Dana. And Scotty, is your hand still up from earlier? Or?
No, it's a new one.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to announce, and you mentioned it, but just to be quite clear, Dally in the Alley will be September 6th. It's always a Saturday after Labor Day, which falls on September 6th this year. And it is in downtown Detroit, in Detroit's scenic and historical Cass Corridor at the heart of Midtown. And we need volunteers. We need lots of them, starting early in the morning to kind of hold down the fort and get things set up, and then up through the early evening, at least past nightfall, and then we have to have people pack up. So the Wayne County affiliate is organizing that, and I look forward to getting volunteers. So please contact me, I suppose, or for that matter, Jamie Van Alstine or Tim Teagan, people in the Wayne County affiliate in general. But actually, I'm the guy whose name is on the document with the Dally. So we need volunteers. We need at all times, and I just wanted to get that out there.
Thank you for that, Scotty. And Ms. Thornton, I saw your hand up. Did it go down?
It did go down. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. All right. If there's no further announcements, that'll move into committee appointments and director appointments. So we have received a couple of submissions for IT director on an interim basis. Jamie Van Alstine has been working on that service for us and has been doing a pretty good job. I think she's been doing quite wonderful, in fact. As well as there were two other applicants. Do I hear a motion regarding this, or how did we want to handle this?
Who were
Do we
the
want to
other?
do let's see, there was Rich McLean expressed an interest. He also expressed an interest in assistant IT director. There was also one email that came through the board from a name I was not familiar with. If you give me a moment, I can try and pull that up here. I don't see that individual here this evening. It was Josh Champlain.
I saw you put him on outreach too, right? Because he sort of had an open-ended
Yeah, he
letter.
volunteered for outreach and communications as well.
Yeah.
And I believe he submitted a form for a couple of committees that we can get into as we get into those committees. But he did also express an interest in IT director.
His background was IT. So I just wanted to be clear. We choose the actual directors and then the directors choose the other people, or do we choose all the people and choose a director? How does that work?
So the IT director will have the purview to appoint assistants as they see fit. The IT director reports directly to the LEC.
So I guess I would hope that they would reach out to anybody who volunteered and try to involve them, but I
Absolutely.
don't know if that's something we can request.
We can certainly make that request. Given the applicants, I don't foresee any issues there. But yeah, we can certainly make that request of whomever, and you could ask that of any of the potential candidates who are here tonight, how they would handle things.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen, I saw Jamie's email, but I haven't seen Rich's, I don't think. Because does that go directly to you or does?
It was for
I'm
the
not sure
policy
he's
manual chair.
okay.
And it was,
Oh, that's
I would
right.
volunteer to help with the IT director, but I have no experience with WordPress. I could do like all kinds of things with administrative things with the different operating systems, like and fixing computers and all that. And I do have training in AWS, but I've never worked with WordPress. So
Thanks for clarifying that, Rick. So he had expressed an interest in an assistant position. That was my apologies. So it would be between Jamie and Josh Champlain.
So is it just appropriate to make a motion to nominate Jamie?
That would be appropriate if you wish to do so.
Okay. I would like to move to nominate Jamie. She's the experienced one, but I hope she would include the other two and train them too.
Second.
Yeah. Did you want to address that briefly, Jamie?
Yes, I would be happy to have Rich and Mr. Champlain assist. Just so everyone is aware of my background, I have over 27 years of IT experience of various platforms. I have managed web servers quite a long time ago, but I have experience with WordPress as well as Civi. So wherever my gaps are, I heard some of the, Rich, you have some AWS experience and I only have nominal experience there. So I think that having both of them on the team, if they're both willing, would ensure that we have a stable environment
Thank you for that. So the motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on it? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of appointing Jamie Van Alstine, IT Director, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. Moving on to Membership Committee, Mr. Patel has volunteered to retain his role as chair. There were no other volunteers for chair, however, several submissions for the Membership Committee. And he's indicated he receptive to adding those members into the committee and getting to work on the database a little bit more actively. Do I hear a motion to allow Mr. Patel to continue in this role?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Mr. Essner made the motion, Mr. Bowman
Okay.
seconded.
Okay.
He's a really good guy to work with. It's that simple. No matter what else is going on, he's a real professional. He's a good guy to be around. Good guy to work with. It's my experience, and I've had some experiences with him because my company managed some printing of the membership cards a couple of years ago. So be hard to replace him at this point. It'd be kind of silly too.
Any further discussion before we proceed to a vote?
Yeah, I would just like to say he's an asset to the party, and I think all of us should just fully endorse it.
Thank you for that. All in favor of retaining Mr. Patel as membership chair, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes without opposition. Moving on to fundraising, we had a single volunteer for the chair of that committee, Mr. Essner. Is there a motion to appoint Mr. Essner the chair of our fundraising committee?
So moved.
Who was that?
Charles
Lawrence.
Essner?
No, but who made the motion?
Oh,
Lawrence.
Larry?
Okay.
I seconded. Colin.
Any discussion before we proceed to a vote? Dana?
No, I didn't have an objection, but I wasn't sure when to raise my hand for this. I do have, I think it's a point of information. You mentioned that it just popped in my head when we were talking about membership chair. You said that we did have a report from Jeff, but we never heard the report. I was wondering the membership number, so I was wondering if we could fit that in somewhere.
Yes, I can pull that up here at some point.
We can
before
do it
adjourn,
after.
or I can email it to everyone after the meeting if you haven't received it yet.
Yeah, either way, either we can get the email or
I'll forward it off to you. I
do
thought
it
it
after
went to
the
all the leadership.
appointments or whatever. All right, yeah.
We're
'cause
still
this-
working out some mail flow issues, so some of those things, I thought it went to everyone. If it didn't, I do apologize, and I'll forward it along.
Okay, and I agree with Larry about the packets. It just makes things so much easier. Thank you.
I can't speak for the other officers, but I'll do my very best to accommodate that. And so we were in the middle of a motion for fundraising chair for Mr. Essner. Was there any discussion on that? All in favor of making Mr. Essner the chair of our fundraising committee, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. There was not, well, Mr. Essner also said he would maybe chair the activism committee. I did not see anyone else willing to do that, but I think there have been a couple of updates since the last I checked it. So let me just look.
Point of information, Chair.
Yes.
I seem to remember in the past us also voting on the membership of some of these various committees, which I do not see on the agenda. Are we simply going to have the chairs appoint those members? And is that according to our bylaws or Robert's rules?
So the bylaws say that the chair has discretion. All of these chairs would be strongly encouraged to certainly accept all of the volunteers, and I don't anticipate any problems there. And they can seek members as they see fit, whether or not they feel their committee needs to grow. So at this point, I think membership will be up to around 8 members with all the new applicants. That may be a good size for a membership committee, but Jeff may decide he wants a couple more people. As far as that goes, the bylaws that exist give the chair pretty broad authority. And then the LEC can act as a check on that if a chair is acting egregiously by removing and appointing someone else.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so motion for Mr. Estner as fundraising passed, and I was checking on activism there. Oh, Josh Champlain did say he was willing to chair the activism committee. So it was him and Mr. Estner as a maybe. Do I hear a motion regarding either to appoint them as the chair of activism?
I move to appoint Josh.
Do you know him?
I do not, to be honest, but I already have a position, so I'm not.
Oh,
not
Charlie, I
looking to
didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not looking to be
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I understand. And I would certainly understand that myself. So does that motion have a second?
Was that Jay?
I have a
Yes.
Okay.
point of information.
Can we first decide if this has a second and then we can proceed with your point, Scotty? Was there a second to appoint Josh Champlain, the chair of activism committee?
Second.
Thank you, Donna. Now, Scotty, proceed with your point of information.
Yeah. My question is, and I thought about this, I raised my hand earlier and put it down when we were talking about the IT chair. Since he had sent in some type of application or materials, and I don't know him otherwise, nor does anyone else here. I'm wondering if there's any way we could bring that up on the screen so we could briefly glance at it before making a vote about this.
Certainly. One moment here.
Hey, Justin, could you not show the responses? There's information in there.
Certainly. Yeah, we're switching right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Apologies. All right. So the email should be on your screen. I'll read it for ease of understanding here. Dear LP, I received your message regarding the LEC meeting and volunteer forms. I'm excited to throw my hat in the ring for these opportunities. I'm eager to get active and help my people in any way I can. I'm also a skilled and certified computer technician with about 2 years experience in IT, currently located in Kalamazoo, but I'm more than happy to relocate to Detroit or Dearborn or wherever I'm needed. Attached is a copy of my resume highlighting relevant work experience and skills. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I'm just a little curious. I'm sorry, through the chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just a little fascinated by a willingness to relocate to the opposite side of the state. Does he believe this is a paid position?
That was my curiosity as well there. The activism chair certainly would not be a paid position. I'd be more than willing to extend the offer if this board would elect to do so. And obviously, if he was expecting a paycheck for it, then there would be need for further discussion.
Justin, I withdraw. I thought he was a regular member. So.
He should be a regular member if he received the email and responded to it. It went to members, but if no one here knows him, Mr. Duke, Mr. Wolf, you're both from roughly the Kalamazoo area. You familiar with Mr. Champlain at all? Or Champlain?
I don't know him in the last 2 years. I do recall a Josh that would show up at meetings, but I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
All right. Well, in that case, Mr. Estner, would you still be willing to chair this committee?
Yes, I would. Would we be opposed to calling it like interim and then keep it open for someone else? I will do it, and then if someone comes up, we can take care of it then. Or should we
That
just?
would be perfect. And then we can invite Josh to join the committee. And then if he does in fact prove to be, someone that we would like to be the chair of that committee, we can consider that at that time.
Yep, that works for me.
Excellent. All right. So do we have a motion to make Mr. Estner the chair of that committee?
So moved.
Motion to make Mr. Essener the interim chair of the committee.
We'll give it to Ms. Carver since she stated it properly. So motion has been moved, and is there a second?
Second.
Thank
Motion
you.
to amend.
Yes, Scotty?
I wish to insert the word interim since that is what Mr. Estner actually volunteered for and what the discussion implied afterward.
I believe that's what Dana had stated, but if not, I'm.
You said
think that would be
temporary,
appropriate.
so yeah,
Oh,
same thing.
all right. Yeah, interim might be more appropriately phrased, but either
All right.
way, will work. All right, so that motion did get seconded. I'm sorry. Or did it not?
Seconded.
Myself.
It was
Okay.
seconded, then I moved to amend after the second.
Okay. Just was making sure of the order there. All right, so any discussion regarding this before we proceed to a vote? All in favor of making Mr. Estner chair of the Outreach and Activism Committee, please say aye.
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 Any opposition? Congratulations, Mr. Estner. Because we did have some renewed interest in the committee. Ms. Carver, your hand went up.
I hate to be annoying, but I have a point of inquiry again. Is it possible that before we upload this recording to the whatever we're using nowadays, that we can black out those emails? Because those were private emails that were sitting there for a minute.
Absolutely will. I was already planning on doing that. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a possibility. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'll figure that out, but before it gets uploaded, it will get done. Did I lose the meeting or am I still here?
You're still here.
Okay, so I don't know if the screen share died or not there because it says Zoom is connecting on my computer, but talking on my phone, so allows me a bit of freedom. A second. To grant him that position. I'm not hearing anything. If there's anyone talking, we were looking to see if there was a motion to make Mr. McLean chair of the policy committee, if I wasn't heard the first
Oh, I
time.
didn't hear it.
Oh, did we skip legislative?
I tried to address that. My internet connection has cut out for some reason. I think it's back, but your recording will definitely be the better one here tonight, Donna. However, legislative chair or legislative committee did not have any chair applicants. I will continue to seek applicants for that role. and try and help the new volunteers along and continue in that role as I'm able to do so. But we'll definitely continue to actively seek roles for that or volunteers for that role. And so that's why we moved on to policy. Yes, Scotty.
Point of
Or
whatever.
Dana.
Adam over here in the chat has said that he would fill out the form properly, but he has put his name up for legislative committee and or chairing of it. Adam Childress. I have to back up. It's up here somewhere. I believe it's Adam Childress.
All right. And if you'd like to make such a motion, I'd be more than happy to hear it.
If I've got his name right, motion to make Adam Childress the chair of the legislative committee.
Second.
All in favor of making Mr. Childress the chair of the legislative committee, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposition? Congratulations, Adam. I'll get you all the documentation for my previous work here within the next week or so. And on to policy manual. Mr. McLean has requested the position of chair of this committee. I previously worked with him on bylaws. I think he'd be an excellent fit. Do I hear a motion to make Mr. McLean the chair of the policy committee?
I move.
Second.
All in favor? Or is there any discussion? Sorry. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposition? Congratulations, Rich. Look forward to seeing what you guys put together, and I'll get you all the information I have from any previous policy manuals here.
It would
Right,
seem
thanks.
like may I just say, sir, that it would seem like we had a whole bunch of silent abstentions. That was odd. That was odd.
Oh,
Well.
aye.
See here. All right, so that brings us on to the motion to affiliate the Libertarian Party of West Michigan. So if there's no objection, I would open the floor to Jordan Martin to present his request for affiliation.
Hi, everybody. Give me 2 seconds. Working on stuff. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so as everyone is well aware, West Michigan was disaffiliated in April of 2023, I believe it was. I don't have my computer and documents and stuff in front of me, unfortunately, but just going off memory here. Since then, we have maintained an active membership to some degree. Many former members, with the tensions and becoming disaffiliated, et cetera, you guys all know what I'm talking about with various emotions and whatnot that ruled the past several years. They have since stepped away from since that time. However, to some degree, we have kept an active quote unquote affiliate even when we were disaffiliated. Currently, we have our 3 main officer positions and at least one other active member with the potential of being able to get back many others. So as far as the ability to, from this point on, just effectively restart the West Michigan affiliate, as it were, with the intention to have a more widespread focus on our affiliate compared to before, focusing on like Newaygo and Lakeshore type regions rather than exclusively Grand Rapids where everyone had lived prior, is effectively our goal with this. Ultimately, we would like to have like 13 separate county affiliates. I think that would be nice. But this is our initial stepping stone in getting towards recruiting out on the west side of the state. That's about it.
All right. I see Mr. Essner has his hand up, and then Mr. Bowman will be next.
Yeah. My question isn't for Jordan. I just had one question. I want, and just yes or no is fine with me. I just want to make sure that Rich was comfortable with the bylaws and the accommodations that were made for the concerns about being able to split off in the future.
I will let Rich speak to that. From my perspective, so our most recent meeting between Jay, Tori, Rich, and myself, we'd had a discussion back and forth about stuff. This was our third meeting talking about bylaws things. There were several things that, along with taking out stuff that would have hindered us from Bill Hall's old bylaws, I added several things in there. One thing that comes to mind, if you guys are looking at our bylaws, is Article 13, separation of members. I don't have the exact verbiage in front of me, but that's one of them. And then in Article 2, purpose, I believe it is Section 2, there is another explicit statement in there to allow. Ultimately, we wanted to make sure that members had the utmost autonomy and that other people within the affiliate would not separate or disallow them, quote unquote, from trying to separate off on themselves if they so chose. And then beyond that, I will let Rich speak to however he feels about things beyond that.
So we did add, I don't remember the article numbers, they're probably just the ones that he's talking about is, but it pretty much guarantees that we'll be able to, what I believe is increase activity throughout the entire West Michigan area because it's a widespread area and it's heavily populated in the Lakeshore area and Grand Rapids area. And so I am satisfied with the ability to be able to be active throughout the entire region. That's the key thing that's going to grow. We have 2.2 million people in the West Michigan area, but we're spread out in 13 counties. And so we need to be able to get a Lakeshore affiliate up and running. And in the bylaws, we've been able to, I'm satisfied that we have the ability to do that. And so that's one of the reasons I'm here is we can get reaffiliated and get busy. We need to get to work.
Amen to that, Rich. Any further discussion on this? Looks like we have a few hands up. I said Mr. Bowman was next.
Yes, thank you. My question regards the scope of the affiliate in geographically. Are there some counties, and I just to clarify, are there some counties that are different in the affiliate than in the previous iteration of the West Michigan Libertarian Party of West Michigan? And if so, what are they?
No.
Okay.
There are no differences. The concern Rich had brought up with Lakeshore is more that it's not the most politically contiguous reason or region. So there's a lot of, like, Ottawa County is very far to the right, and Kent County is very far to the left, for example. And so just in the interest of forming more effective and cohesive affiliates, the ability for these counties to split off, and I don't really want to speak for Western, but to my understanding, this is sort of where things were headed. They want that ability to form their own individual, like Jordan had said, 13 individual county affiliates would be the ultimate goal. And ultimately 83 of them across the state of Michigan. But for the time being, right now it's going to be most effective for them to work together on building the party in that large area. Any corrections, Jordan, Rich?
I would like to speak a little bit further on this. So, Dan, I saw your comments in the chat. Tori had mentioned you wanting to get more folks out in Newego and start things out there at our last meeting. Didn't get any contact information with it. But then for the clarification for others and for yours as well, Dan, since you've not seen this, and to hopefully reassure you, that there wouldn't be any hindrances with having a offshoot, quote unquote, offshoot affiliate later, or them completely separating off entirely rather than the Nuevo area not initially being included. That initial Article 2, Section 2 that I had mentioned, the LPWM shall maintain an even focus on the region with an explicit goal of creating and supporting smaller affiliates in the region and continuing to work in partnership with those, even after new affiliates are formed. So, and then as far as the other one, scroll. Article 13, separation of counties, members, and regions. LPWM members may, at any time and at their own discretion, separate themselves from the LPWM to form an affiliate closer to themselves geographically. Once approved by the Executive Committee of the LPMI, which that part's just basic approval affiliate stuff, those areas are immediately removed from the LPWM affiliate territory, and voting delegates for LPMI conventions will be adjusted to account for the change. The autonomy of members' decision to separate shall not be infringed by any party or persons. So I felt as though between the two of those, to just hopefully soothe any concerns of later separations, that would be a more or less bulletproof way that if members, whether they be, like, if two can convince the LEC, fine, but otherwise 3 or more convince the LEC to have an affiliate by them, that more power to them, and I will happily support them. So that was about it.
All right. So, if there's no objection, Mr. Hall has his hand raised, and I'd like to allow him the floor for a few moments.
I object. I would prefer that LEC members speak first.
I was going to come to you next, Mr. Franklin, but I do hear your objection. Any objection if I allow you to go first? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Are you asking me, Mr. Chair?
I was asking if there's any, your objection would be continued if I allowed you to speak first, and then we'll go to Mr. Hall.
I'm happy with going first and then having Mr. Hall speak.
By all means, you have the floor.
Okay. I just have a question or two. I would, I want everyone in the state to be a member of the party, and I would like to understand the justification for bringing in an affiliate that is comprised of 13 counties, because 13 counties in the state of Michigan is a gigantic area. And so outside of any population centers, travel to conventions or events or anything like that is very difficult. I'd like to understand the logic behind how this would help the western portion of the state build membership instead of centralizing influence in one small geographic area. If someone could answer that for me.
I suppose I would answer that question with a question that, how do you feel about the Upper Peninsula affiliate across 15 counties?
I also am not a fan of it being so large. Then again, the population density is much lower than that of Western Michigan. And that being the case, it's understandable they have their setup as they do. But again, I would prefer also to see that affiliate be split into smaller. But we're at a decision point here where we're going to be bringing in essentially a super affiliate of a very large geographic area. And it's only advantageous to people who live in close proximity to population centers. It's not assisting the members in other areas. And so, the UP is very large. This area, 13 counties, is large too, but it only has a couple areas where there's high population centers. And this just seems like an excessive amount of counties in one location. I know there's this proposal that they have to make it so that affiliates could split off, but again, that's dependent upon the LEC approving it. And I'm concerned that vote may come up and it may not happen. Right?
Can I answer? Oh, I can answer a little bit. It's because of who's left, who's active left. So I'm in Muskegon, Jordan and Jay are in Grand Rapids area, and I believe Tori is close to Grand Rapids. But in any case, we have And we have a couple of new members that are in Muskegon, one in Muskegon and one in Ottawa. But we have the people are spread out, and that's actually kind of symptomatic of the affiliate leaving and all the war that went on for 3 years. There's a lot of they're not malicious against us, but they just kind of like, we don't want to deal with that, and they left, and so they don't want to deal with. So this gives us a chance to bring it back together, operate in unity, and get busy working on spreading libertarian in the western part of the state. And so, and eventually, well, hopefully sooner than later, but we'll have 3 more geographically capable affiliates. And hopefully I certainly think that the party as a whole should have a goal of affiliating like every single county. I mean, we should want growth, like that kind of growth where we actually have to set out delegates per county where you don't have, like right now we have 175 delegates. That's not going to work if you have over 1 million people. And we should be working towards that. We should be thinking in terms of being the actual third party where we have power in the House and in the Senate and winning elections all over the state at the state level. In any case, I believe this is a start towards that. And that's why we're doing it, because that's the way it was set up before. We thought it'd be easier to start where we were at and get busy moving and growing than to try to start so brand new and so with the minimum, like less than the minimum number of people to even start an affiliate in each region.
Thank you for that, Rich. And just to briefly interject with the discussion, do I hear a motion to extend past 8:30?
Motion to extend time.
All right. So shall this just be a motion to extend till we conclude our business this evening, or do we want to set a new time?
Motion to extend till we conclude the business.
Is that still seconded, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Just clarifying. Any discussion on this before we proceed to a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Opposition, nay.
Opposition, nay.
Who is that?
John
Mr.
Jessica, District 5.
I'm sorry, who? I can't.
John Jaska from District 5, and I thought I heard a second nay. Was there a second one there?
Dave Franklin, nay.
Leah Daly would like to nay as well.
Colin Fisher would like to nay as well.
All right. I'm going to put this to a roll call vote. Whenever
Okay.
you're ready, Madam Secretary, I'll pull up the sheet here, but I don't think you're able to see it anymore. So,
Okay. Justin.
I will go last on all votes.
Okay. Tim.
Aye.
Scott. Scott
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Andrew Duke.
Yes.
I vote yes. Dana.
Yes.
Jay.
Nay.
Jay is a no. Raphael.
Yes.
John was no, right?
No.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Leah is no. Angela.
No.
Charles.
Yes.
Mike. Mike
Yes.
Saliba. Dave Franklin. Okay, Dave was
Dave Franklin's a
no.
no.
Talon is a no.
Correct.
Check. We're at 9-6. Chair, did you want to vote?
No, I'll abstain, and so the motion to extend passes,
Yeah.
and that will be to the conclusion of our agenda this evening. Now, I'm going to come back to, if he's still available, Mr. Hall. And I'm going to grant him the floor.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I, as a member, would like also to speak before Mr. Hall briefly. As a past member of this board and as a credentialing committee member, I have seen how this very large affiliate, which I initially objected to myself, operated. The fact that they rotated their social meetings among the various locations and that they were very early in having Zoom meetings for business so that people from remote areas could participate, and that they've always stated as their objective to spend every one of their counties off to a functioning self-affiliate, plus reviewing their current bylaws. I see no real obstacle to spinning off such bylaws in the current thing. And they were one of the only affiliates that ever submitted their state of Michigan convention delegate lists by county. So I think they quite obviously showed A, where their active members were, and B, that they were willing to extend the wand to the members from some of the lower population areas. Even though they weren't required to, they did format it that way. That is all.
Thank you, Larry.
Point of parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Chair. How many times are we members allowed to speak on this?
We've gone in a roundabout fashion here. I haven't limited it at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah.
But I guess I could certainly limit the discussion, but I did want to allow it to progress in a naturalish fashion so that all concerns can be addressed. That was done at my discretion. But that being said, I see a couple
Mr.
of board
Chair,
members
can I just have a point of clarification? I just have one thing I need to understand.
Of course.
I just want to know historically where the affiliate conventions are held for things such as state convention and national and such.
And within the West Michigan affiliate historically, previous to this new affiliate itself?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Is anyone available to answer that question? I don't have minutes from their convention.
I can speak to part of it. So I can speak to some of them. I cannot speak to long-term historically. I can speak within the past several years. At that time, I would say 93% of active members were located within 35 to 42 minutes of Grand Rapids. So a park there was the easiest place for us to be able to choose for access and availability and those other things. That was the past few times. Before then, I am not entirely sure. Again, though, that was a direct result of the vast majority of active members being located within a specific geographic area at that time. Like, we had Max Rixey, but we didn't, like, Rich wasn't as active at that point. We didn't have other Lakeshore and near Holland people that we have the potential of now. So things were slightly different as far as where people were at.
And I can speak in Michigan then, because I can, for the last probably 10, 15 years, all the meetings have been in Grand Rapids. Sometimes we tried to put them in the northwest corner. During that time, the numbers in terms of participation are exactly what Jordan was saying. But I can tell you that during those times, the mailing lists, invitations to those people who were members or claimed to be members of the Libertarian Party of West Michigan, they were mailed notices. Now, they did not come, and they didn't complain about the distance. They just didn't come. Do we have an issue with that? Sure, but those people were not involved. What we need to do is get them involved. So where we were is where we were. But what Jordan and Rich are talking about is a robust effort to take. I think Dan Hall's going to speak in a minute about. I think I've read his chats. He wants nothing to do with us. That's fine. The point of the new bylaw changes is to accommodate that as easily and simply as possible. This should be no harder than saying, okay, well, we don't want to be a part of you guys. Okay, we'll vote. Let's let Michigan be now. Let's split off who needs to be split off the way they want to be split off. I don't think there are many requirements other than 3 people, and maybe 2. But as to Dave's concerns, there's no decision making in terms of the LEC having a why would they say why would they refuse to recognize a new affiliate that was supported by the local affiliate that was out there? They just wouldn't. So the concern for that is not a real important one. It's kind of straw. So I want to see as many affiliates in West Michigan as possible. No one wants to see it the way it was. And to speak honestly, I've complained for years about the mafia families. They were great. They supported it. Bill Hall and Bill Gellman and their families were very instrumental in keeping the affiliate alive. Now, maybe it was concentrated, but they were keeping it alive. Mary came in. Others could have come in. Many didn't. Many chose not to. But because it was that way then does not mean we need to consider it with that kind of entity going forward. So I think that if there are people in West Michigan who can and are ready to start an affiliate and want to have conventions, this is what we want for the party. Nobody's going to say anything differently. So that's kind of why I supported putting the party back together the way it was, and I appreciate Rich's phrasing it the way he did, so characterizations, because that was really our approach. That was our goal. So, but in no means do we want to keep anybody from having a separate affiliate as soon as they want. And it could be countywide. It could be a multi-county. It may need to be a multi-county up there. I mean, I'm not sure what Newego is thinking, if they're concerned that they want to be completely separate. And if there are enough members, I don't think that should be stopped. Should be stopped. But those are the only issues. This is about what the members want and where they live. And no one's complaining about that.
Thanks, Jay. So I'm going to allow Dana, then Angela, and then we're going to go to Mr. Hall, who's been incredibly patient. And then, hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand. Before Mr. Hall, we'll go to Mr. Saliba, but that's going to be a hard out for board members for a moment, so we can allow Mr. Hall a moment to speak.
I would like to wait for Mr. Hall to speak before making my statement.
By all means, thank you, Dana. Ms. Thornton?
Yeah, I was going to motion to suspend the rules, allow Mr. Hall to speak, and then call the question.
All right.
I'll second that.
Any objection to the motion? All right, Mr. Hall, you have the floor. And thank you for your patience, sir.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity tonight. I like what I heard from everybody. It sounds like everybody wants to make things easy to spin off an affiliate down the road. My concern, obviously, is being lumped into a super affiliate down in Grand Rapids and just getting lumped in with potentially an old group of people that have been together a long time and all feel a certain way about certain things, and then maybe newer voices in a different area that don't feel the same way get drowned out because there's a larger group down there, and so then we're not being represented, right? And so the concern obviously is, will we be allowed to spin off, or will we be hamstrung in those efforts? And so it feels like, at first glance, it feels like trying to get a super affiliate back in play in order to have control of a mass amount of delegates to have control at convention, just from an outsider perspective looking in, right? So hearing the updates on some bylaws and hearing the conversations from Jay and whatnot, it's reassuring. And Rich had some good words as well. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. But like I said, I have several people in the Nuevo area that are interested in not only joining the party, but getting our own affiliate up and going. We are concerned, obviously, that the Grand Rapids area, the greater Grand Rapids area, isn't necessarily representative of what Nuevo is. So that's why my concern is if we could spin off before the West Michigan affiliate is brought back in. Because my initial concern obviously was, like I said, making it harder to spin off later. So I guess the only other thing would be if that's been addressed with those two changes to the bylaws. I don't remember who it was that mentioned that, Jordan, I believe. Then I guess I don't really have much that I can go off of. I'm also a lifetime member of the party, just so everybody's aware. I'm fairly new to the party, lifetime libertarian, but just you know, I'm excited for the future of what the party can do. I know there's been a lot of back and forth drama. I don't care about the drama. I care about progress and advancing liberty in any way that we can. So, and that's what I want to do in Nuevo. And like I said, so my concern obviously was just being drowned out in the West Michigan super affiliate. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. And thanks for joining us tonight, Mr. Hall. To be honest, my recollection, haven't had much participation on the state level from your county. And so it would be great. I don't think anyone from West Michigan would disagree, to get you guys spun off as a new affiliate. And as you have those members, the way I see these bylaw modifications, you just need to submit it to the board and let them know. And I don't see any reason we couldn't assist you in that process when the time comes. Does anyone from West Michigan object to that interpretation in any way, since we're all here in a recorded meeting?
I will help him get it started. If he has 3 or more people, I'll help him get his done going before I get Lakeshore's going. Because I'm excited to see things moving, and Nuevo, that whole region, they do have a very different culture than the Grand Rapids. In fact, that's why we split up the regions. Really, is a different culture for Lakeshore than Nuevo culture and Grand Rapids culture. We're three. We all consider each other West Michiganders, but it's not the same. It is just not the same. But I will help you, Dan. You can bet on that.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Rich. And with that, it was decided that we would bring this matter to a vote.
I have a point of information.
Go ahead.
Okay, I probably should have objected to the calling questions, but would it be possible, since there is someone from Nuevo here that does say he's got people and he could move forward, would it be possible just to tonight approve that minus Nuevo, and then he can go and just get started on his own? Because as a person with an affiliate with a small delegate allocation, we are quite familiar with not feeling represented and what that feels like and how that goes for us. And I would just like to see if it's possible that we could just pop Nuevo out of there, and then that problem's over and done with.
Well, it's certainly something we could consider, but we would first have to vote down this motion, because it was called. And certainly understand your concerns. However, again, my reading of the bylaws is that there's really no obstacle to this process. And it was sort of scripted in that fashion, that the obstacle is that the LEC has to sign off on it. So the only barrier to Nuevo splitting off would be whether or not we felt they had sufficient members that were capable of sustaining their own affiliate, without making it so that the West Michigan affiliate, who previously had no members from Nuevo, so it wouldn't be an issue, but could still continue to function on its own. That being said, everyone is free to vote this motion down and consider what Danish just said, but the question has been called. So, with that said, all in favor of affiliating West Michigan as presented
Point
by
of
George
order.
Martin this evening? Yes, Mr. Bowman.
I believe the proper process is to first vote to close debate followed by a vote on the original motion?
That
You
was
already did
effectively
that.
the motion that was made. So Ms. Thornton made a motion to allow Mr. Hall to speak and then call the question. That was to end debate, call the question. The question was called. That motion passed without objection a few moments
Okay,
ago.
sorry.
Not a problem. Just clarifying where we're at here. And so with that, if you wanted to give consideration to that with what Dana's brought up, we can vote this down and reconsider it. Or we can just allow the bylaws that West Michigan's put in place to allow Newaygo to split off as they have the members to do so. All in favor of affiliating the West Michigan affiliate, please say aye.
Who was
Aye.
who?
Aye.
Aye.
Can
we
you
do a
tell me
roll
who made
call
the
vote?
motion? Who officially made that motion?
She's stuck.
Who did?
The request was made by Jordan Martin. It was added to the agenda by our vice chair, Mr. Teagan.
So Tim made the motion to affiliate him. I didn't hear a motion
He
to actually
requested that
approve.
it was requested to be added to the agenda. It was placed on the agenda. I read the
Okay.
motion.
Okay.
So
Can we do a roll call?
we can certainly do a roll call.
Okay. Tim,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
I'm voting yes. Dana,
Nay.
Jesus, Dana.
Jay,
Aye.
Raphael,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Lawrence, Larry,
Aye.
Leah,
No.
Angela,
Yes.
Charles,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave,
No.
Colin.
No.
And did you want to vote, Justin?
I'll abstain unless it's tied. Thank you.
Yes, 11-4.
Motion passes.
Congratulations, Jordan. You did it.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you all.
We're back.
Congratulations, all of you. Everyone in West Michigan put in a lot of work to this, and I look forward to seeing some news out of Newaygo soon.
Yes.
That will bring us on to the motion for Macomb, which was moved by Tim Teagan and added to the agenda here. So was this a motion, Tim, to reaffiliate Macomb, or
Affiliate Macomb, yes.
I'll second it.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Open for discussion now. I see a few hands up already. I'm going to go with Mr. Saliba first.
Hi, all right. I'm Mike Saliba. I'm the founder of the Macomb affiliate. I founded it in 2016 when the previous affiliate stopped taking on new members. I was elected chair at our first convention, and I've been reelected chair at every subsequent conventions. We've never stopped having conventions, and we've never stopped having meetings. We've been proceeding as if we were an affiliate this entire time. We'll simply go on being an affiliate. We'll just get our name and date and everything back on the website if you all vote yes.
Thank you for that. And I'm not sure who was first. I'm going to go with Mr. Franklin, then Mr. Johnson.
Yeah. The question is, Macomb currently, was Macomb in the past affiliated with another affiliate, or was it a standalone affiliate? I'm not up to speed on my Libertarian Party of Michigan history here, just so I understand.
Standalone.
It was a standalone.
Can I have a follow-up question, Mr. Chair?
Certainly.
Do we have an active membership count right now out of Macomb?
He did post recent meeting attendance in the chat history. You probably have to scroll up quite a bit at this point, but could you repost those, Mike, just so that it's easier for Dave here?
So that would help
Yeah,
with membership attendance. I'm just curious if we had numbers on dues paying members out of Macomb itself.
We had 5 people at the last meeting, but in the past, when our information was still on the website, we had up to about 25 people at a meeting. And at our last convention, when we voted to make all memberships expire at convention so they could all be renewed at convention, we had 8 people re-up on site, and anybody else who begins to filter in will have to re-up after that.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I guess that answers part of the question. It's just I wish Jeff was here to let for membership to let us know how many dues paying members were out of that county.
Are you saying members to the state convention or to the state party?
To the state party, yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have that information because I've been restricted from it, but we do not require state membership to be a Macomb member. But we have, like, I'd say the 3rd highest delegate count or 4th highest delegate count. Last check.
Did you have any further follow-up, Mr. Franklin?
No, not at this time, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Johnson.
First off, I'd like to point out I trolled through the bylaws very heavily, and the second 2 requirements about recent meeting attendance and head count and things like that, I can find no reference to anything other than submitting bylaws in the in our bylaws.
That is correct.
That's why I just submitted bylaws.
A recommendation.
So, yes, they do have active members. Obviously, they had quite a few people at our most recent convention. They've had, ongoing meetings that were, what do you want to call it? They were unsanctioned meetings, but they've nevertheless held them and held themselves as a libertarian group, although not an official affiliate. And they've obviously been an ongoing concern and now have submitted bylaws to be reaffiliated. And I think that would be appropriate. That's all I have.
Thank you, Larry. Mr. Jaska.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I oppose deciding this tonight. The bylaws came over at 6:42. I'm all in favor of welcoming Macomb County back into the state party. I mean, the number of very active individuals there over the years, but this feels very rushed and premature. So I'm going to vote.
I can say from having been chair since the first time we were affiliated that there have been minimal changes to the bylaws since. Just a sentence here or there.
Thank you for that. And next will be Mr. Teagan.
Yeah, I'd just like to speak on behalf of it. From my understanding of our bylaws to reaffiliate them, they have submitted a proper officer report with adequate members. We have received their bylaws, even though it was kind of short term. There was a unfortunate breakdown of some communication, unfortunately, and I didn't receive them as soon as I thought. And we were given a verbal petition to affiliate them. From my understanding, everything's technically in order, so we could vote on this and give them their affiliate back like tonight after this.
Thank you for that, Tim. And I believe it was Miss Carver. Then we'll go to Miss Daly and Mr. Bowman.
I believe we should I also believe we should reaffiliate them. I would have been opposed to the disaffiliation from day one. I spoke out against this as a member of the board last time. I voted no on this. I was very vocal publicly about this. This never should have happened. They had their autonomy and they should have been left alone. And there was a lot of meddling being done, and it just needs to be over with. Let them have their affiliate back.
Thank you. Ms. Daly.
Hi, thank you. I just wanted to enlighten some people that maybe don't have all the history of the LPMI, like Mr. Franklin had said, but my concern is that the group in Macomb that just like Mr. Saliba said, it's pretty much the same bylaws. My concern is that the behaviors of those who were running the Macomb affiliate previously that are still running it at this time, my concern is some of the behaviors that ended up being part of the complaint to why the disaffiliation of Macomb had come about anyway, that none of those behaviors would be changed. And just to point out, some of the complaint was meeting notice for the convention not going out appropriately with enough notice time or to the appropriate members. It did seem like they
Not in our bylaws.
I'm sorry?
We don't. You're trying to judge us off of state bylaws.
Okay, and then anyway, there was a couple of incidences where new members were being routed to affiliate meetings and then essentially being harassed and run off. So that was definitely something that was.
No new member was harassed or run off.
Ms. Daly has the floor. Mr. Chair, can you bring some order?
We will allow Ms. Daly to finish her point here.
There was a new member that was run off by Mr. Fulner. I witnessed it. But, I just wanted to point out my concern is that that it was stated, or it was the idea was that Macomb was not being helpful to the state party because of some of these issues. So that I just am concerned that none of that has changed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Daly. And we'll go to Mr. Bowman.
You're muted, Scotty.
I just saw that. Yes. I have been opposed to the disaffiliation of the Macomb affiliate in the most recent time. And I definitely have been for bringing them back in all along. However, I do also want to make sure we do this in a manner that is in order. So just because the bylaws are there and we should comply. So there are two words there that we need from the affiliates, from the prospects. And the first one is the bylaws, and the other was petition. I did get an email of someone inquiring what exactly is a petition. And really all I'd like to see to satisfy me that requirement has been met is that more than one person from Macomb County has made this request of this board. And if we have that, then I'm satisfied. But I believe Mike probably sent the email containing the Mr. Saliba over to Tim. And that sounds like the thing. Did anyone else email Tim or anyone else from Macomb County requesting that this happen?
I have another active dues paying member of Macomb right here. She seconds.
Perfect.
All right. So Scotty, I'm not sure if that addressed your concerns or if there was a motion to table this to next meeting, or if you were just.
No, I was not making a motion, Mr. Chair, and I'm satisfied that that requirement is met.
Thank you, sir. And Ms. Carver?
I just also wanted to speak to Scotty's question. I have spoken with Aaron Marinoff as well as Fred Horn. They did not reach out to the board, I'm assuming, but I have spoken to them, and they are both also interested in getting their affiliate back.
Thank you for the And next we have Mr. Teagan, second time.
Just like to reiterate, from my understanding in the bylaws, a verbal petition is completely in order. So if there was any question about that, unless anyone has anything to say on the contrary, I believe we're in order to bring their affiliate back.
Is Justin still there? Am I still here?
You're still here.
I'm still here, but I couldn't hear Tim.
I've just stated that a verbal petition is in order according to my interpretation of the bylaws. And unless anyone has any controversy on that to the other point, I believe everything's in order today.
All right. Mr. Johnson for a second time, and then Mr. Duke.
Damn it. I'm lowering my hand. I don't need to speak.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Mr. Duke.
However, it's in order. I would like to motion to table this until the next LEC meeting, whether it's special or regular, so that we have time to digest what we've heard today.
Second.
All right. Motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion before we proceed to a vote on the matter?
Your roll call vote, please.
This is
Roll
a
call
vote to this is a vote to table the motion.
Vote to table the vote on Macomb till our next scheduled meeting, be it regular or special.
Okay. Tim,
No.
Scott,
Oh, I was actually wanting to speak to it. But no, I guess, since we don't have that opportunity.
Andrew.
I'm sorry, Scott, I didn't see your hand.
Andrew Duke.
Yes.
I'm voting no. Dana.
No.
Jay.
No.
Raphael.
I'll abstain.
John.
Yes.
Larry.
No.
Leah.
Yes.
Angela.
No.
Charles.
Yes.
Mike.
No.
Dave.
Yes.
Colin.
Yes.
Okay, it's 6-8, Mr. Chair. Did you want to vote?
I'll abstain.
So motion fails.
All right, motion to table fails. That brings us back to the main question. I see Miss Thornton's hand went back up.
Call the question. I would move to call the question, please.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of affiliating Macomb County?
All
Say
in
aye.
favor of the question.
Oh, all in favor of calling the question. My apologies.
Aye.
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 Right? Any opposition?
Nay.
Thank you. Motion passes. We'll call the question. All in favor of affiliating Macomb County?
Can you do a roll call vote, please?
Yes.
Please.
Kim.
Yes.
Scott.
Yay.
Andrew.
Abstain.
I'm voting yes. Dana.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Raphael.
Yes.
John,
No.
Larry,
Yes.
Leah,
No.
Angela,
Heck yes.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
Yippee-yi-yay, mother truckers.
Dave,
No.
Colin,
No.
10 to 4, because Andrew abstained, so
I'll
motion
abstain as well.
passes.
Motion passes. Congratulations, McComb. And now we'll move on to member comments. If any member would like to make a comment, please raise your hand. I see 3 hands up. We will start with Connor Nepomuceno.
I have 2 comments. One is in regards to some of the business on the agenda, so I'll wait till then. But I would just like to say, normally you put open floor for public comment either at the start or at the end of the meeting. It's just, to me, as an observer, kind of weird to have it in the middle.
Thank you for that. Mr. Stepp.
Thanks. I wanted to put a call out for, I need some members on the campaign support committee. So if anyone's interested, we need some graphic designers and people that are have video editing experience. So if anyone has any of those 2 things, we would love to have more members that are able to do those for our candidates. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 2 quick things. Wanted to thank everyone who worked our table at the county fair this past week. Been told we've made some pretty good contacts from some of the folks that worked that. So again, I thank those folks. And I'm pleased to see Trevor doing his thing on the candidate committee, candidate support, because I've really appreciated some of his past work products. So kudos to him.
Thank you for that. Any other members?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Certainly.
Regarding legal matters, is there any information about any other undisclosed debt to other firms by Mr. Chatterton?
That would be a conversation for executive session, and we can certainly bring it up at that time. We do have a motion later to discuss a meeting to discuss that matter and everything pertaining to it.
Okay.
So thank you for the question. That being said, we will proceed to the noticed motions from Dana Carver.
Mr.
I don't
Chair.
know that we'll. Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
Who made that
Moved to-
motion?
Dave Franklin made the motion. Leah Daly seconded.
Okay.
Now belongs to the body. Any discussion, please raise your hands.
Point of order. No discussion is allowed.
There.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duke. All right. That being said, we'll go straight to the vote. All in favor of adjourning right now, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
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 I think the nays have it. Does anyone want to request a roll call? We'll continue. The floor is now Ms. Carver's for either of the notice motions if she wishes to make them.
Okay, so we can skip the Macomb one for sure. I would like to make a motion that we rescind the disaffiliation of Genesee County that occurred on April 1st, 2023.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. However, there cannot be a motion to rescind an action which cannot be undone pursuant to Robert's rules. As there is an existing affiliate within the Genesee County and comprising the whole thumb, that is outside the purview of this LEC.
Appeal the ruling
I'm
of the
going to
chair.
rule this. The ruling has been appealed and seconded. And it will be heard out, and we will go one by one. Everyone will
Point of
get to speak once.
information.
Yes.
Yeah, my point of information was, is this matter currently before the Judicial Committee, and what date do they have that meeting?
It is currently before the Judicial Committee. A meeting date has not been announced to the best of my knowledge thus far.
I can speak on that as well. Dave Canny has made it public that he would be willing to rescind his Judicial Committee appeal. He has stated that he did that because he did not trust that we were going to do the right thing, and therefore he did his thing. But he will remove it if we reinstate them.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
Is an appeal to the ruling of the chair debatable?
It is debatable. Well, ultimately, everyone will get to speak one time on the matter, and then I will speak last. And then we will go to a vote, and the vote will be whether or not to sustain my ruling. Did that answer your question, sir?
Yes.
All right. So I don't see any board members with their hands raised. I do see the affiliate chair of the thumb with their hand raised.
I object to him speaking.
All right, we'll put the matter to a vote then.
This is
All
the
in
vote.
favor?
Wait. I had my hand up. This is to appeal the ruling of the chair, right?
Yes, at the time that I began speaking, there were no other hands raised. I moved to give the floor to the chair of the thumb affiliate. It has been objected to.
Because Angela hasn't spoken to her motion or her. I don't know if that's appropriate. My bad. I'm thinking.
Well, it was your motion. She seconded.
Appeal.
The
I mean,
floor was open for discussion.
she was appealing
She
the ruling.
appealed the ruling, and it was seconded. And then members were afforded to speak once by raise of hands. There were no hands up other than Connor's.
I would like to hear from Mr. Nepomuceno.
All right. It has been objected to, so this matter will go to a vote. I'm going to just put it to a roll call vote out the gate. All in favor of allowing the duly elected chair of the thumb affiliate to speak on this matter, please cast your votes accordingly.
Tim?
Yes.
Scott?
Can you repeat the motion?
The motion is whether to allow Connor to speak.
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
I vote yes. Dana?
Pass.
Jay?
Yes.
Raphael?
Yes.
John?
Abstain.
Larry?
Yes.
Leah?
Yes.
Angela?
No.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
I'll abstain.
Dave,
Yes.
Colin.
Yes.
It's 10-1.
Need to go back to Dana.
Need to go back to Dana. Dana,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, are you voting?
I'll abstain. Motion passes. The floor
Yeah.
is Mr. Nepomuceno's.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I have a pre-prepared statement that was written for the main motion. However, I think it would be applicable to hear in consideration to the sustaining of the ruling of the chair. So I will proceed with that. Now, I'm not entirely sure what action this committee wishes to take tonight in regards to the Thumb Region affiliate. But before I present any argument, I would like to reiterate some key facts. Firstly, the old Genesee affiliate was disaffiliated 2 years ago for a tangible reason, for being a party to defrauding the membership by fundraising under an erroneous Libertarian Party of Michigan using the old affiliate for such an end. I have the floor. In turn, these funds were used to sue the legitimate Libertarian Party of Michigan,
That
suits
is a
which they
lie.
lost.
You sued us. No
These
one
actions,
sued. Yeah.
I have the floor.
This is a lie.
These actions,
Connor is lying.
I have
Connor
the
is
floor.
lying.
These
Connor is lying.
actions were central in a chain of events with
Connor, just a
numerous
moment,
compounding.
please. Further interruptions
Pardon?
of Mr. Nepomuceno will not be tolerated. He has the floor. I'm sorry, Connor.
Thank
Please
you,
proceed.
Mr. Chair. These actions were central in a chain of events with numerous compounding consequences. Not only was the money they fundraised fraudulently in excess of tens of thousands of donor dollars, that money funded a suit which drained thousands more from the legitimate party and has kept tens of thousands of dollars in limbo to this day. These suits have caused a fundraising crunch for the legitimate party for several years and turned dozens of members, donors, and volunteers away from our organization and its key mission. And they have burnt hundreds of hours of volunteers' time. The process by which the disaffiliation happened has not been contested until now. As far as I can tell from a review of the records from that time, the necessary voting thresholds were met. The motion for disaffiliation even had an off-ramp condition built in, but that good faith offer was rejected. Then the Judicial Committee had the necessary hearing, fulfilling all of the bylaws required processes. I would also like to note that the Judicial Committee hearing, no one from the old Genesee affiliate disputed the facts of the argument made for disaffiliation, but instead rationalized their actions instead. Fast forward a couple years to this past spring, when members in the Thumb region took the steps to organize a new affiliate. Brad Carrier and Paul Urban had been persistently gathering contacts for years, and each have demonstrated patience and zeal for doing the process correctly. When we were ready to have a spontaneous convention, we recruited the help of then affiliates director L. Rachel Daly to notify the members of all 6 counties in our region, including Genesee. I, for one, received no objections from members residing in Genesee to create a new affiliate with Genesee included. When the convention took place, we ended up with 3 members from Genesee present, including 2 who had at some point been involved with the old affiliate. The proposed bylaws were patiently read through for all present, and no objection to including Genesee was made, nor were any motions made to remove it. Had certain members come to this formation convention in good faith and argued that they wanted to form their own affiliate in Genesee, I cannot be sure that the body of that meeting would have voted against allowing them to do so. But the fact of the matter is that they didn't, and the proposed bylaws, including Genesee in our new region, were approved unanimously. The LEC then authorized the new Thumb region affiliate without contest. I am not aware of any discrepancies with the process laid out thus far. In the months since, the new region affiliate has met regularly. We have built a website, bank account, and contact list. We made an objective to fundraise the appropriate amount to hit the reporting threshold and have done so. Thanks to the efforts of Paul Urban, we are now filed with the Secretary of State and are set up on the state's campaign contribution reporting website. We have ambitions of starting outreach activities in the fall. One of our founding members has already been appointed to a city office, and we have every intention of promoting his successes and working towards his reelection. We intend to promote these successes, build an activist base, and recruit serious candidates for winnable races in our communities. We have made no attempt to exclude anyone from Genesee from these efforts, and on the flip side, no good faith effort has been made on their part to participate in this work that composes ours and the parties at large core mission. By all metrics, the Thumb affiliate is doing everything we are supposed to be doing and doing it well. To say I am not exactly thrilled with the composition of the new executive committee may be an understatement, but I would like to stress that I have made no public comment trashing the committee or its intentions, preferring to stay in my corner, put my head down, and get to work on my affiliate. Please forgive me for saying that I find it distressing as an affiliate leader that the affairs of my affiliate are being discussed in committee meetings to which I have not been invited, especially since the nature of these affairs are centered not on any misconduct by either myself or my fellow officers of the Thumb affiliate, but on the boohooing of vicious ne'er-do-wells. The executive committee taking an action violating the autonomy of the Thumb region, especially without any cause to speak of, is entirely contrary to the bylaws and any message of unity and moving on. How are we supposed to take such an action as anything but vengeance and spite? It reeks of a fuck you, we won mentality that is fundamentally at the root cause of the issues of the last 3 years of controversy. To rectify this unfortunate position, I urge that the chair rules a motion to rescind the disaffiliation of Genesee out of order, as no argument can be made that the bylaws ordained procedure was violated, and that such an amount of time has gone by that a new affiliate has formed in its place, also without any violation of our bylaws ordained procedures. Lastly, if the motion is to rescind a previous motion of disaffiliation, the voting threshold must be greater than the 2/3 required to pass the motion in the first place, regardless of the current composition of the committee. If Genesee wishes to be spun off from the Thumb, it must be done so at the discretion of Thumb members at our next regular convention, which will happen sometime in 2026. I urge those wishing to spin a new affiliate to have patience and operate in good faith according to the Thumb's procedures, instead of violating the party's bylaws and fueling a whole new round of party controversy and atrophy. I don't want that, and neither should this body. My only motivation right now is to do earnest work and achieve the ends of our party in the Thumb. Should that not also be the objective of this committee? And I yield the floor.
Thank you. I'm not sure who is next, but I'm going to go with Ms. Thornton first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What am I speaking to here? Am I trying to rebut him, or what am I speaking to? I've lost track here. What motion is on the floor here?
Well, the motion on the floor is the motion to rescind the disaffiliation. Okay. The chair of the affiliate, who
point of whatever the hell, point of whatever. Actually, we're not on my motion anymore. We're still on
appealing the ruling of the chair, aren't we?
Yes. So that was
like really out of left field, but Connor's going to
Connor, on the chair's ruling. And so he has expressed, his feelings here, and I've given the floor to you to speak against my ruling.
Well, to speak against your ruling, we have had, Dana and I actually haven't been aggressively pushing for the Genesee reaffiliation. I have let other people handle that. So I'm not going, I'm not all fired up about this because this isn't my project. But as far as this goes, Dana reached out to Richard Brown to get clarification on how many votes this would take, if we could do this, and how many votes it would take. And I'm not sure if everybody here knows who Mr. Brown is, but he's the parliamentarian that has for years been responsible for being parliamentarian at the national level, and he's also helped us in the past as well. He assured us that it was. So I honestly am going to put my faith in what he said versus what you're telling us. And I remember at the last meeting that Mr. Miramonte had indicated he was going to reach out to Mr. Brown to get an opinion on that. And then apparently, I'm not sure that that ever happened. Mr. Miramonte, did you reach out to Mr. Brown to get an opinion?
I did. I did not receive a response. I tried to reach out on Facebook. That was the only place I'd ever previously communicated with him.
That's not true. We've all been in text chats with him.
I was okay. I'm not sure what his phone number was. It's never been stored in my phone. I mean,
yeah, okay.
I did reach out to other parliamentarians who responded and view this as an abridging of the autonomy of the Thumb affiliate as it's currently
What parliamentarians
constituted.
did you reach out to?
Josh Martin,
Okay.
for one. And I mean, ultimately, it's the job of this body to arbitrate my ruling, not any outside individuals, regardless of how credentialed they may or may not be.
No, but everybody wants things done the right way. So that was our suggestion. That was the whole reason that Dana told me she went, because to be quite honest, I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know if we can do this. And she's like, okay, well, let's ask Richard. And she asked him. He went over it in detail with her. And then
I'm
at one
confident
point,
in his understanding of Roberts. I don't believe he's taken our bylaws or the existence of an affiliate that's autonomous within that area into account. I was
okay.
never afforded
You
the
know what? We
opportunity
don't need to
discuss
settle
that
this
with
now.
him
The members
further.
are gone about it. You have your opinion, and I believe that we are acting in good faith here.
All
so
right. Well, I
I'll
do
yield
have one question to
yield
Mr.
mhm.
Nepomuceno's comments. Did you or anyone from Genesee reach out to the rightful chair or the officers of the Thumb affiliate at any point in time to discuss this matter?
If you want my rebuttal to what Connor said, I will
I
say
want an
that.
answer to that question first, to be honest, but you can issue whatever statement you'd like.
Okay. In response to what Connor has said, there were never any invites extended to any of the members that I spoke with. And I don't have, again, I don't have Civi yet, so I can't connect with everybody. But there were no invites to any of the former members that I have spoken with so far. We did not sue the party. The party sued us. The in the events leading up to this discussion, and you know, you guys keep telling me you want to go past this, you don't want to relive it, and then here we are, we're relitigating it again. And I have to go back to the very beginning when I was still on Andrew's board and I was trying to broker peace here. And Andrew literally told me the Judicial Committee was corrupt and Connor was always going to rule in his favor every single time. That was a verbal conversation. I don't have it I don't have it recorded because I'm not a psychopath. But at that point, it became pretty clear the Judicial Committee was never, ever going to rule against Andrew Chatterton. And to support that, they never did. That no time did the Judicial Committee ever rule against Andrew Chatterton. So the Judicial Committee was corrupt. Our members, I did not go to the meetings because based on some of the things that Connor has said to me, I don't feel safe in his affiliate, but I'm not, you know, I'm not going to call a special convention maybe because he didn't send me a Valentine or anything. So there's, you know, that, but I do not feel safe with him. I do not want to, interact with him. He's a corrupt person. There was no reason for us to reach out to him because there was no way the head of the Judicial Committee was ever going to rule against his own affiliate. It just was not going to happen. Our members, again, our members were active. We met in person every month. I have Adam Childress is here. He can attest to this. As far as Mr. Nepacino's, we're so active. There were absolutely no candidates in any of the last elections for the open seats that were vacant in Genesee. We could have done that, but he shows no interest. So, you know, I'm sure he thinks he's doing a good job, and that's really nice. But there's not any reason that our people should have to be part of the poison that he puts out.
Mr. Chair, I call the question.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of calling the question?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
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 I'm going to go to a roll call.
Also nay.
Okay, this is to call the question.
Yep. Point of
Tim
information,
Teague.
this is to uphold the ruling of the chair, correct? Or
This is to call the question to uphold the ruling of the chair or not to call that question. If we vote to call the question, I will offer some final remarks.
Point of information. If this calls the question, it will make my motion moot. So this also is basically a vote on the motion. I just want to make
and if you are going to make remarks, you need to hand a gavel off, Mr. Chair.
In support of my ruling, I don't believe that's proper, but I will allow Mr. Teagan to conduct the vote if it's to your preference.
I would never mind. So I don't get to speak on my motion. I don't get to speak on this. It's cool. Thanks, guys.
We're calling
Well, if
the
the motion
question
is in
on
order,
over-
you'll get to speak on it. If it's not in order, then it's not in order.
Yeah.
And
This
so
is the
that's
vote
where
to
we're
call
at
the
right
question. Yeah.
This isn't a vote to call the question on your motion, Dana. This is a vote of whether or not it's in order. And so it's a vote to whether or not we call
Right.
that.
So if it's ruled not in order, then that means the motion is moot and dead. So it essentially is to get rid of my motion. So thank you.
Okay, this motion is to call the question. Tim?
No.
Scott?
No.
Andrew?
Yes.
I would like to call the question. Yes. Dana?
No.
Jay? Jay Gillette?
Sorry, yes.
Raphael?
No.
John?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Leah?
No.
Angela?
Abstain.
Charles?
No.
Mike?
No.
Dave?
Yes.
Colin?
No.
Okay, it's 6-8.
Motion
Mr. Chair, did you
fails.
want to vote?
I'll abstain.
Okay. So we're not calling the question.
No, and next in line would be Mr. Scotty Bowman.
Okay, I had a couple remarks. First of all, regarding, we had two times and it was when Leah Daly and when Connor Nepacino were speaking. I voted for them to be joining it. Well, Leah didn't need my vote, but I voted for Connor to be joining in the conversation. And the reason I knew I'd be disagreeing with what he said, I expected to disagree with what Leah said. But when we're doing these meetings, please give everyone the freedom of speech that many of us felt we were denied in the previous administration. we're trying to do things right, and part of doing things right is letting people say their part, whether or not you agree, even on matters of fact. And that's what I'm saying about that. Now to the actual matter at hand, appealing the ruling of the chair. I think the motion, the main motion on affiliating Genesee at this time is ill-timed. However, I don't think it's out of order. And if we get to that motion, I will be moving to table it. However, for the time being, I don't think it is out of order to vote on that. And the basis regarding the affiliates is, first of all, we're talking about the Genesee affiliate, not the Thumb affiliate. Now, there will be a conflict if a Genesee affiliate is admitted, whether it be via the JC or the LEC or any other process. And when that conflict arises, the clause in the bylaws that would be triggered is if the LEC shall moderate disputes between affiliates. So that is where I would rest it not being out of order. Thank you.
Mr. Teagan, then Mr. Brad Carrier. And Scotty, if you could take your hand down if you're done. Tim? You're still muted.
Sorry about that. It's just about the legality of the overturning I'd like to bring up. I heard Scotty make a decent legal argument just now, but I've heard some people say that they've talked to parliamentarians, but I don't know any specifics. I'd really like other people's legal insight on whether or not this has to go to the JC, whether or not it is proper to do it now. Um, we can save the suppose talks about the matter at hand if we rule on this not out of order, but I'd like to hear some talks on the legality of it. That's all. Thank you.
I would like to interrupt. Can I speak to that since I do have that information?
Mr. Chair, point of clarification. Are we still discussing your ruling right now, or is this a discussion on the motion?
This is a discussion on my ruling.
Okay. I'm just hoping we can keep our conversation based on that instead of the motion itself.
Thank you for that. With that, Mr. Carrier.
Mr. Chair, can I speak to what Tim just
Mr.
said?
Carrier's been waiting a long time. If there's no objection, I'd like to get to him first.
Well, I would object to Mr. Carrier speaking because he's not a member of this board, unless he's going to keep it germane to this. He could speak on my motion in a minute, and that way we could just get this vote done. Because right now we're speaking on the motion or the appeal that Angie did, not the motion.
Well, as the vice chair of the Thumb affiliate, I do believe he's entitled to speak on my ruling as to whether or not his autonomy as an affiliate is being abridged. But if there's an objection to it, we can put that to a vote.
Well, you're saying that this is a bylaws issue, and
I'm saying an affiliate region has been established.
Parliamentarian, it's not a bylaws issue. It is a germane thing to do, and I do have screenshots. That was what I was going to speak upon with Tim, and we could have just let me speak upon that, and it would have been done. Yeah, I do have screenshots of the parliamentarian. That's why I couldn't get my hand up before all these other people, because I was over there trying to do that. So, but I would have to go get the screenshots and find them and put them up here, and that takes me a minute. But
all
no,
right. Well, in that minute, could we allow Mr. Carrier to speak?
Tim, what Mr. Brown has said about this. And it is germane, and I just beg that Brad could be germane to the ruling of it being against the bylaws and not in order.
Well, everyone has gotten a little bit off of the topic here, but Mr. Carrier, if you would confine yourself to the ruling on the bylaws and the autonomy of the Thumb affiliate, it would be appreciated. But if you have any other comments, I would be more than happy to hear them as well.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for letting me speak. I'm Brad Carrier. I'm the vice chair for the Thumb affiliate, and yeah, I raised my hand a while ago. So what I wanted to say may not be exactly what Dana's talking about at the moment. So sorry. I'm not trying to be antagonistic. All I wanted to say is that what Connor said about establishing the Thumb affiliate is correct. I started working on this three and a half years ago, and we did work with the previous LEC to get our affiliate established. We have all of our bylaws, meeting minutes, everything's in order. We are an established affiliate. We are doing everything we can to represent all of the counties that are included in the Thumb. And that's not really gonna, that has nothing to do with what's, I'm losing sorry. This has been a very long meeting already. What I'm trying to say is that you guys have been talking about trying to move forward and not live things in the past. We are here. We're an established affiliate. Everyone in our region is welcome to participate. So I'm not really sure what all the big hubbub's about. That's all I had to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Brad. Did anyone else, we'll restrict it to board members moving forward, have anything to add?
Yes, my hand's been up for a minute.
All right, I'll allow you to speak for a third time. This will be the final time.
This is the first
I
time
did say everyone would only speak once.
This is the first time I've actually spoken on the appealing of the ruling of the chair. I have done point of orders and things like that and objections, but that's it. And I spoke to Tim's question about the parliamentarians.
I'm allowing it.
Okay.
Proceed.
I wish you would have gotten to me earlier. So somewhere within this very long chat, there's a couple of statements from Adam, but he seems to have left now. And also Dave has had statements, okay. So you have to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to make it as quick as possible. So Genesee existed, then it didn't exist for reasons, and a majority of the membership does not agree with those reasons. It was done by a board, and hoops were jumped through, but it wasn't good enough.
Okay.
So basically their affiliate was stolen, and we're hold on. We are libertarians. We aren't supposed to take people's stuff at all. I've heard that members were not notified that there were these meetings and this stuff was going on. I've heard so much. I've heard that people have gone to meetings and not been made feel welcome and been pressured into voting for things because they were told it was the only way. Genesee could reform their affiliate or not reform it, but go back to being an affiliate without being part of the Thumb, and the Thumb could carry on with their lives. We just spent a ton of time talking about how people could break off of affiliates, but with this, it's a totally different situation. But we're saying it's okay to break off. It's okay to be your own people. But then they've been absorbed during the time they were not allowed to exist. They were not allowed to exist by a board of this state party, this board, in a previous generation. And therefore, they were not allowed to exist. So that is how they were taken over. And those original people were never contacted to see if they wanted to be part of this Thumb region. But now that we've had all this time and people have gotten frustrated with this conversation, they've left the meeting and they would speak to what I'm speaking on. And as I stated, I have a parliamentarian that says this is in order. 100%. I said that at a committee meeting that you were at when we discussed this as a committee. I showed those screenshots. They were in the page there. And therefore, I'm not understanding how you believe this is out of order.
I have yet to see a screenshot that shows that it is in order for us to abridge the autonomy of an affiliate by anything less than a 2/3 vote. So since there are no other hands raised, I'm going to issue my final remarks, and then if there's no objection, we'll just proceed to a vote on the ruling of the chair. So earlier in this meeting, I heard a lot mentioned about affiliate autonomy as we were discussing Macomb. The question before this board is whether or not we're going to afford the thumb that same autonomy. As has been indicated and not refuted, they followed the process within the bylaws, established an affiliate, and did their best to reach out to all members within the region by contacting the party's vice chair at the time.
Bullshit.
I am speaking. I would appreciate the floor. They did contact the vice chair to do that. That was not disputed by Ms. Daly. They are now an autonomous affiliate. As far as the comments about West Michigan and what this party would like, I would certainly like to see 83 individual county affiliates. The reason it's germane for West Michigan is because they put it into their fully autonomous bylaws. It's not in the thumb bylaws. And as Connor pointed out, no one brought it up at the thumb convention or objected to Genesee's inclusion at that time. Something was mentioned about taking their stuff. At this point, in the position of the body that convened in Port Huron a few weeks ago, the counties within the thumb affiliate belong to the thumb affiliate. They are part of their autonomous region. Now, much was made in the lead up to this convention about the LEC taking on too much power, more power than it has. And there are checks and balances in the bylaws. We don't even as a body have the power to disaffiliate, technically. That goes to the JC for arbitration. And a failure to appeal that on behalf of the affiliate is then construed as an act of secession from the party. That is what the bylaws say regarding affiliate status. This board does not have the power to undo that which it could not do in the first place. And with that, I conclude my statement, and we will go to an immediate roll call vote. Ms. Secretary, if you please.
Okay, let me just.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, can you just reiterate what the ayes or the nays would mean in this, for this vote?
Thank you. So the motion is, shall the ruling of the chair be sustained? Yes, as if you agree with my ruling. No, as if you oppose my ruling.
I thought the motion was to overturn your ruling.
No, it's in
Okay.
proper Roberts, it's a motion to sustain the ruling of the chair. Or shall the ruling of the chair be sustained is how it's phrased.
Okay. All right, shall the ruling of the chair be sustained?
And what was that ruling?
And to clarify, if it ties, the ruling of the chair is sustained.
Okay, somebody just asked what was that ruling? We've
Yeah, I
gotten
did.
so far.
The ruling is that the motion is out of order on the grounds that I just discussed.
Okay, Tim.
You have to go back farther.
What? So a yes vote means what, and a no vote means what?
And what was
Yes
the
vote
motion?
means you
have to go
agree with
farther
my
back.
ruling. A no vote means you disagree with my ruling.
Which was for?
Which was to say that this motion was out of order because it abridges the autonomy of the thumb affiliate.
The motion to rescind?
To rescind the disaffiliation of Genesee because that county currently resides within an existing affiliate within the party, whose autonomy we cannot infringe upon.
Yeah.
So Justin ruled it out of order, and you're voting whether you agree with him.
It's a great screw you from the rule writers and the thumb for Genesee, but it's in the rules, right? So.
Tim?
It is not in the rules.
It was, well, I'm saying it was they put it in the bylaws. Order. It's in their bylaws.
Vote.
That's my point. It's a
Get to the vote.
Okay,
Tim.
we are on a roll call vote. Everyone is going to, we all agreed to that a moment ago. So let's proceed to the roll call vote. I believe we were starting with Mr. Teagan. So Tim, shall my ruling be sustained? Yes or no?
I believe on this I'll have to go yes.
Scott?
Nay.
Andrew,
No.
I vote no. Dana,
No.
Jay,
No.
Tori,
Yes.
Raphael,
No.
John,
Yes.
Larry,
No.
Leah,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
Charles.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Mike.
Makes you wonder if the members in Genesee were even consulted about this motion.
The ruling shall not be sustained.
I'm sorry. I need to change my vote. I meant no.
We are getting tired. I was wondering, Angela. Charles
Thank you
is
for
a
pointing that out, Donna.
yes. Charles is a yes. Mike,
That was a no for me. Those.
No.
Dave,
Rules over democracy. Yes.
Colin.
Yes.
7-9.
I'll abstain.
So the ruling of the chair is overturned.
Yes, it is. Now we enter into discussion on the main motion. Ms. Carver has the floor first, then we'll go by order of hands.
Okay, so as I stated, Adam Childress, if you go back through what he wrote here in the chat, had much to say about his one thumb area board meeting and how that went for him. He said he felt like he didn't have a voice, and he was pressured into doing this because he was told it was the only way that they could be an affiliate. And that basically, I'm paraphrasing. Dave Canny, who wrote the appeal, he has stated his case, and I stated it slightly for him. Like I said, Andrew Chatterton gave them a long list of things. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 things, I don't know, of what they had to do. He stopped doing those things, except for one thing that he just couldn't. He got the polling of his people that they couldn't do. That was during our good faith on both sides argument that we're supposed to get over, where people on both sides, and actually, if you read the documents, a majority of people on this side felt that the board was not legitimate. And I don't want to rehash everything, but they really, truly felt the board was not legitimate. That's why they did
Are
what
you
they
contending that this board is illegitimate, Dana? Because we are its duly elected successors.
No. Please.
Yes, you are. We are its duly elected
Mr. Chair,
successors.
Mr. Chair, if I may comment on that, we believe that you were elected as the unity chair. So if you see yourself as Mises aligned, then maybe that's something you should have
don't see
announced
myself
before we
as
voted
Mises
for
aligned.
you.
I see myself
Then-
as the duly
Point of
elected
order,
successor.
point of order, point of
We
order.
are obviously all willing to
Gavel.
we are all willing
Point
to
of
accept
order.
you as the chair. We want to move past
Point of
this.
order.
Point of order.
I have the floor. Please and thank
All
you.
right.
Please and thank you. As I was
Very
saying,
well.
we had a majority of this party that thought things were one way, and then a smaller group thought things were another way. And then there was a
At
lot.
what convention was this majority established? I'm just
Point
curious.
of order.
Point of order.
It was during the lot, Lansing.
Mr. Chair, you're out of line.
The
Let
chair
her.
granted
She has
Dana
the floor.
Okay, please. Burn some sage, touch some grass. Anyway, so back in the old days, in 2023, on April 1st, a bunch of people showed up in one place, a few people showed up in another place. Then there was a lawsuit. There was lots of things, but good faith on both sides. There were people on both sides that thought that it was legitimate, and therefore they did their thing. And then they were told by this new chair that they didn't agree with, that they had to jump through these hoops. And the very last hoop that they could not jump through when they did everything else Andrew said was that they had to kiss his ring. They had to legitimately say he was the rightful chair. And this was at the very beginning of this thing. This was before the lawsuit. And at that moment in time, in good faith, with a very large percent of the membership of this state. They felt they were doing the right thing. And for that, they were punished and their affiliate was taken. And we are the party whose motto is don't hurt people and don't take their stuff. Well, their stuff was taken. An affiliate that they had built. When they got that affiliate, when the Cannys got that affiliate, they built that affiliate from nothing. And they were doing meetings in person. They were doing the thing. And it was going okay until this stupid split. So the way that we make this right is we give them their stuff back, just like a court of law would try to do, give them their stuff back or get restitution for them. So they should have still existed. And had they still existed, they could not be part of the thumb right now. So we have to deal with the prior thing. It's the fruit of the poisonous tree in law. If a wrong has been committed, it must be fixed before this new wrong can be called a wrong. So Genesee should still exist as it was prior to being disaffiliated. And the thumb can be the thumb. They would still be the thumb. They just would not have that one county. And this is like Solomon's baby. Come on, guys. We don't need to do this. Just let them have their affiliate back. Like I said, we just talked about splitting off and
bylaws.
they have to go through these bylaws that they didn't help create to be split off. This is craziness. They shouldn't have to jump through more hoops to do this. They never should have been disaffiliated in the first place. And that is why we should rescind the motion that was done during that very troubled time. We could call them the Troubles if we want to pretend we're Ireland. This time was troubled, and they were disaffiliated very early on in the game. Let them have their affiliate back. Let the thumb have their little area that they have. And let's just move this party forward, because this would be the unity cause. This would just make things right. And once we get all the things made right, then we can grow this party. But when we have these little areas warring, they're not going to bring in members. You've disenfranchised people that were pretty active in doing the thing. And I'm done.
That's fair. Well,
Mr. Chair, would you like to select another speaker?
Do we still have you, Justin?
I don't see him on the participant list. Maybe I'm
Jim, I
missing
guess
it.
your chair.
I
Might have
don't
lost his connection.
contact with the chair temporarily. In which case, I believe I would assume as chair. I had my hand raised. I would like to comment if it's in order, unless anyone would.
I think the vice chair gets to run the meeting if the chair is not available.
Yeah, it would be out of order for you to comment until Justin gets back, Tim, unless you want to hand the gavel off to Andrew or something. But other than that, obviously
Scotty
you're a
would-
member of the board. You can comment.
Scotty's an option too.
Scotty, do you mind if I hand the gavel off to you while I make a quick comment?
Not if you remember that I'm waiting to make a comment of my own after you're done.
I can let you go first because I didn't see the order at hand.
Oh, okay. In that case, first of all, I think that this motion to reaffiliate Genesee or revert the disaffiliation of Genesee, however one wishes to package it, is ill-timed. And I say that because, one, whether or not he's willing to pull it back, there is a motion going before the JC, and I think we should let that take its course. Two, we had a process that West Michigan and Macomb complied with, whereas they, in advance with notice sent in their bylaws, well, some notice, but in any case, sent in their bylaws, announced, had some form of petition, though I know McCombs was a little more ad hoc, but ultimately did that. And I think that was the thing that should happen if the LEC is going to discuss affiliating somebody, which under the bylaws, once someone's disaffiliated, if there's now a call to reaffiliate, this is a new thing. They're being reaffiliated. Now, if the JC reverts something, that's another story. But what we're talking about here is what the LEC can do. So and then furthermore, at that point, what'll happen, and this is why I voted to overturn the ruling of the chair. At that point, the LEC does have the authority to moderate disputes between affiliates, which would inevitably arrive unless for some reason the Thumb Group was voluntarily removed Genesee from their affiliate list. So that those things all being said, I am making a motion to table this motion until the September meeting. Do I have a second?
Second. Are we speaking? Isn't there a current motion that we're working on, Scotty?
Correct, and I move to table it, Mr. Chair.
And we have a second. Are we going to wish to do a roll call vote right off the rip?
Who seconded Scotty's motion?
I did hear a second. Can
Charles.
Charles seconded.
I request a roll call.
All right.
Mr. Chair, can we please restate the motion?
Here, I need to say something as secretary. We already had a motion to table this and it was defeated. So I don't think we can bring the same motion up again.
I don't believe that's correct.
I don't believe that there was a motion to table this.
Yes, there was. I have it right in the minutes.
Secretary just noted.
It was 8-6. It was just right before this.
That was to suspend the ruling of the chair.
No, we had a table to motion to table it. So,
who was that made by?
That
was me.
Submitting back. Are you here, Justin?
Yeah, sorry about that. Phone came unplugged and died on me. So I lost the conversation a little bit. I hope things have progressed a little bit smoothly.
Well, Scott, to fill you in, Scotty had made a motion to table this, but now apparently we believe that there was already a motion to table this.
I guess, you know what,
there was a motion
might
to
be
table
getting
my
confused.
Ruling.
Yeah.
But there was not a motion to table the original motion. So that would be in order unless someone objects to my ruling.
The secretary says she has both those motions.
You know, I was mixing it up with the McComb. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there was a motion to table McComb's vote. That's what I believe she was saying.
So now who made the motion? Scott, does Scott make the motion?
I made a motion to table the reaffiliation of Genesee to September.
I believe Charles was the second.
Yes, Tim.
All right. So the motion has been moved and seconded to table. I see Tim's hand up, Scotty's hand up, and a couple others.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
A motion to table is not debatable.
Yeah, my hand was up for the motion. This motion, at least.
Oh, we were doing raising. Okay, that's why. Okay. So the motion to table is on the table and has been seconded. All in favor of tabling this motion till our next regular meeting, say aye.
I request a roll call vote.
Yeah, me too.
Very well. Madam Secretary, if you will.
So this is tabling the motion. Genesee. Okay, Tim,
I'll do yes.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew.
No.
I vote no. Dana,
Nope.
Jay,
Wake up, Jay.
Wake up, Jay.
I'll go back to him. Tori,
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Yes.
Raphael,
Give her a pass. No, I'm sorry. I said no. Yeah.
you want no, Jay, and so Raphael,
I'm a no as well.
John,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Leah,
Yes.
Angela, Angela, do you vote to table?
Sorry. Yep, I'm sorry. I didn't get myself unmuted. I vote no. I do not want to table this.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
No.
Dave,
As I have a low time preference, yes.
Colin,
Yes.
9-7.
Motion is tabled. Brings us to the next order of business, the scheduling of a regular meeting, followed by a scheduling of a special meeting. Scheduling of the regular.
Mr. Chair, orders of the day. We have open floor to discuss party communications committee's directorship.
You're right. I'm sorry. I lost the agenda in front of me. I was mistaken. You are correct. So with that,
Motion
we
to
will.
table that. I would make a motion to table that item for our next meeting.
Is that motion
Seconded.
have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any objection to the motion? It is so tabled. All right, now we'll move on to the scheduling of a regular meeting. And based on the survey responses, Sunday was the day that most people were capable of attending. Friday was the day that most people preferred. I would be willing to hear a motion on either.
Which day would you say was
Motion.
preferred?
Friday was most preferred by people, or more people preferred Friday, but the most people, which was more than preferred Friday, could attend on a Sunday.
I make a motion to suggest Sunday at 6 p.m. September. Oh, I should have looked that up on my calendar before I said that.
I thought it was
Sun-
8:30. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Well, the time was suggested as 8:30. We can certainly amend the time. That was a hastily made survey that didn't include any variety there.
Just considering how long this went tonight, you know.
Yeah, I'd be open to considering even earlier in the day, or I mean, whatever this board would like to entertain. But the motion was for Sunday at 6, Tim?
Yes, I suppose the second Sunday of the September. If somebody could help me find that on my calendar real quick.
We'll just, I'll pull it up here.
Second Sunday going forward. Yeah.
All right, and that would be the 14th would be the second
Second.
Sunday of September. That motion has been moved and seconded.
So
Any
is this
discussion?
I'm point of order, is the motion for here going forward or just for September?
This is to set our regular meeting date for the second week of the month on Sunday at 6 p.m. Correct, Tim?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Any discussion on the motion or the time?
6 o'clock is what you said?
Yes. And let's see, I've got Scotty, Tori, and Andrew Duke. We'll go with Ms. Heinrichs first.
Hey, could I amend that to be 6:30?
Does that amendment have a second?
What was the
What?
time?
6:30 was her amended time.
I'll second.
All right. That motion's been moved and seconded. We'll move on to further discussion. Scotty, did you take your hand down?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Just making sure. We'll go to Miss Daly first, then Miss Carver.
Yeah, I was gonna actually. I don't want to put an amendment on an amendment, but I think 7 o'clock is better just because it's Sunday. Second Sunday of the month. I guess that's one Sunday a month. But like 6 and 6:30, that still kind of cuts into like family dinner time, and so some of us do family dinner stuff. I'd prefer 7 o'clock, as it has been for the last couple of years. It's I think more convenient, especially for people who have kids. It's kind of getting out, after dinner.
All right. Does that amendment have a second?
Are we allowed to do an amendment to an amendment?
We
Do
can
we
go
amend?
2 amendments deep, but that will be it.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to make that a motion then to amend it to 7.
Second.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion on the matter? Dana, and then Mr. Franklin.
Mine was more just a point of information. I somehow missed this whole survey. I was just wondering, out of all of the board members surveyed, how many actually turned in the survey? Because I'm just questioning how set we are on Sundays.
There were 10 respondents, so it
Oh,
was more than a quorum.
Right on. I was just wondering. Yeah, because Sundays really suck, dudes.
Point of information.
Mm-hmm.
This is only a vote on the amendment for 7 p.m.
Correct. And if that fails, we'd go back to 6:30 and then we go back to 6, unless we want to call all the questions, but that would be kind of silly at this point because they're conflicting times. So yes, we would be voting on a 7 p.m. start time for the second Sunday of the month for our regular meeting. With that, I'm looking for hands, not seeing any. Does anyone want to call the question on 7 p.m.?
Call the question.
Second.
Question's been called. All in favor of holding our regular meetings on the second Sunday of the month at 7 p.m.?
Calling the question, parliamentary order, Chair. You should never allow people to call the question when nobody's debating, because now we have to vote on calling the question before we vote on the time.
We're voting on the amendment, not on the whole thing.
On the amendment, yes.
Let's try and speed run this.
The amendment, the question was called for the amendment, even though nobody was debating. Now we must vote on whether or not to call the question. Then we can vote on the 7 p.m. amendment.
So we will all call the question. We could just do it right now. Yes or no?
Was
We don't
call the
have to do a
question
roll call.
seconded? I think he can still withdraw it. I didn't hear a second.
It was seconded.
Oh, my fault then.
Just vote on it. It'll be done.
Just ask for any objections, Chair.
Yeah.
All in
just ask-
favor of calling the question?
Aye.
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 All in favor of setting a meeting time? Or rather, any opposed? Sorry. Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor of setting our meeting at 7 p.m. on Sunday, second Sunday of the month, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
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 Who was
Motion
that?
passes.
Dana and who?
And I believe
Raphael.
Mr. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Duke.
That was a vote for the amendment.
Yes.
Okay. You've
So
just
now we've
Well, that
amended the
was-
stated
motion.
it twice now. It's the motion.
Last vote.
Yeah.
Speed run it.
That was a vote on the motion.
That was the vote on the amendment. Now the motion's been amended. And now we can just ratify this decision, or we can discuss it further. But all in favor of setting this meeting as the amended motion has been presented, please say aye.
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 All opposed?
Nay.
Opposed.
Nay.
Ms.
Motion passes.
Raphael,
Yes, that's
I
right.
call it. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
yeah,
Dude.
All right.
okay.
A roll call's been
Uh,
requested, Madam Secretary.
This is a yes vote, means that means we agree to 7 o'clock on Sunday. Tim,
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Scott,
Yay.
Andrew,
No.
I vote yes. Dana,
No.
Jay,
I don't care. No, yeah, whatever. Yeah, yes.
That's an abstention. Oh, it's a yes. Okay.
Sure.
Corey,
Should be.
Yes, as long as it's not 3
Raphael,
hours.
Nay.
John,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Leah,
Yes.
Angela,
No.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
I abstain and have begun disassociating for the night.
Dave,
Yes.
Colin.
Yes.
11-4 passes. Chair, did you want to vote?
No. Motion passes. That'll be our regular meeting time.
All right.
All right. Last but not least, Mr. Bowman had a motion pertaining to setting a special meeting for an executive session. Mr. Bowman, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm going to try to look up the wording that I had pasted in the chat a minute ago because I'm going to make that the my final wording. So I'm going to scroll up to it for a second here, just looking for it. Where did I put that? You know what? I don't know if it's there anymore. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over to my email. Hold on. Let me just look there. I'm gonna read this out loud. Oh, almost there. Please bear with me. I just want to read it the same exact words. Here we are. Okay. Here's what I pasted roughly in the chat. I moved to schedule a special meeting at a date and time agreeable to this party and other critical persons, wherein we can review the full scope of the bank account lawsuit, the one brought in Washtenaw County by Comerica Bank, and that's in parentheses, I think, and the consequences of our choices concerning it. This may be with the consultation of a neutral, so far as this lawsuit is concerned, attorney who is an LPM member acting on a pro bono basis. This meeting shall include a vote on going into closed session to unseal and discuss information from previous closed sessions concerning this specific matter.
Thank you, Scotty. Does the motion have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll move on to discussion. I see Tim's hand up.
Yeah, I got an amendment to the motion I'd like to add. To extend an invitation to Kerry Morgan from Wayne County. He's a long-term member, good standing, and he's a corporate lawyer, and he offered free insight. So I think it could be a valuable resource to have him there.
That's who I had in mind.
All right. So I don't know that it needs to be specified in the motion by name. I think Scotty alluded to that. So there shouldn't be a need to amend the motion.
Okay.
With that said, I will give the floor to Ms. Thornton first.
I actually, I want to point out that a court, we don't really need to unseal those executive session minutes. According to Robert's rules, a board is a continuing body. The members change, but the board has access to executive session minutes, no matter if they were in that original session or not. Because we're on board members, I think, or I don't think, I know that all members of the current board should be granted access to executive session minutes, including those taken prior to the most recent election. The chair should ensure such access is facilitated promptly, consistent with Robert's Rules of Order, because it recognizes the board as a continuing body. The other thing is, this whole thing, I understand now. Now I hear that Justin doesn't think of himself as the Unity chair. He thinks he's a Chatterton chair, would explain why he hasn't reached out to talk to any of us on the lawsuit about the lawsuit. I will tell you right now that a corporation cannot present pro se. So we can't just write a letter to the court and get our money back. We have to have a lawyer. Right now, 3 of us have legal standing to go to the court tomorrow and get the money back. But we are just waiting to see what Justin wants to do. Our lawyer, Mr. Curcio, would be more than happy to address the board. He would also be more than happy to step down. He cannot do that, though, until you have another lawyer in place. So rather than wait 3 weeks to start talking about this again, I would just suggest that the chair talk to us, because we know what's going on and we can help you get the money quickly. If Carrie Morgan wants to sign on and do pro bono, Nick would be happy to turn it over to him. There is not anything standing in the way of us getting this money back except the chair's refusal to talk to us. Thank you.
There is no refusal. There's a motion to set a meeting to have that exact conversation. But moving on, Ms. Carver.
I would like to amend the motion.
Well,
Like in 2 different ways. I would like to set a date, like within a week. I know it's going to give us meeting fatigue, but like this is something that just should be addressed. It's been ongoing. That money has been sitting there. Let's just get that court case over with. So I would like to say we have this meeting. Apparently we love Sunday. So next Sunday, at 7 p.m., because that's good for everybody. It should be really quick. We go to executive session or whatever we need to do, and just get all this done. Get it all talked out and done with one specific thing, only one thing. And also, I would like to address both. Like if Carrie Morgan has made his wishes known to do this, that would be fine. Maybe he could be an assistant to Nick, because it would be useful to have a lawyer that is already familiar with this case, already on this case. Then we don't have to file motions to do this and motions to do that, because in order to get a new lawyer, we have to
Okay, we're getting into executive session conversation here. We're talking about whether or not to set up a meeting.
No, we're getting into legal public
Yes,
knowledge.
and
Again, I
Dana
have the floor, Mr. Chair.
it's
Again,
improper what you're discussing outside of executive session.
It's not improper. There's no legal strategy here.
Legal concept. In order to
Mr. Chair, call the question.
No.
The question's been called.
Yeah, you can't interrupt. That's not an interrupting motion.
I have the floor. This is the second time this
Your
meeting.
comments were ruled out of order as we're not in executive session.
They were not ruled out of order.
This is public
I
knowledge.
issued the ruling.
No one asked you to appeal the ruling of the chair.
The court rules of this state are executive session. No, I can go look them up on a website. Court rules state that in order for us to continue with this case, if we go with another lawyer, we have to fire the current lawyer that is currently on that case. There's only one lawyer.
Well, then it would be well advised for the litigants to consider that action.
It's not about litigants. It's about us as a board.
Did you listen to what I said? We can't fire him until you have someone else to take his place.
This is Michigan court rules. It's literally right on their website. It's right there. So stop, please. Just stop. Just everybody, please stop interrupting me. And I can.
My ruling has been appealed, and does that appeal have a second?
Oh fuck.
I'll second.
Second.
All right. My ruling is that all legal conversation pertaining to or might pertain to strategy as to whom we should or should not hire should take place in executive session. Can we
Well,
go
if you
straight
would
to a
have
vote,
listened to
or
me,
is there further discussion on this?
I thought you were ruling her comments out of order. Is that what wasn't that what you were ruling?
Essentially, that we're not having this conversation in executive session. I'm ruling that portion of it out of order.
we've
There's
already
no
had this
executive.
conversation.
Then
Angela already had it. There's no reason for this. Just let me finish. It's 2 more seconds. Maybe
Yeah,
3.
would have loved to have it with you privately, Justin, but you won't talk to me.
Have you reached out about
Jesus.
this specifically?
I think
Because
he's
I don't
been
recall
pretty
that.
busy. I think he's been pretty busy in the last few weeks trying to get all these things transferred over, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, $40,000 of the members' money is a significant issue for the members. And it is very important that we get it back as soon as possible, especially since your chair tried to bankrupt the
Why did it even go away? Why did it even go away?
Point of order. I still have the floor.
Actually, there was an appeal to my ruling, which was seconded, and it has yet to go to a vote, which is why I asked if we could go to a vote. Is there any further discussion on my ruling before we vote on that and continue to hold legal discussion outside of executive session or not?
Okay, so I have fucking freaking my bad. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Chair, call the question.
Yeah, I have something to say about your ruling, but that's cool.
All right, the question's
Point of
been called and
order.
seconded. Was that an objection, Dana?
Yeah, I mean, it's a point of order.
Point of
I mean,
order, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Did Dana at one point make a motion to have this meeting at 7 p.m. next Sunday? And I think I seconded it.
You were the second on record, yes.
Okay, just checking.
if I'm still allowed to speak on this, I'm just going to pretty much say it would just be nice to have a second opinion from somebody who's actually been part of the case. That's all I was trying to say. No, I'm done. There you go. Have your thing. And that would also be free.
Are you withdrawing your objection then to the chair? Is that?
No, I didn't make the objection to the chair, so I can't withdraw that.
You seconded it, but if we can just move forward.
I'm fine with just moving forward.
Thank you. So let's call, or well, is there any further discussion on Dana's amendment? I see Dana and Scotty's hands are still up. Do either of you wish to speak further?
Yes.
Mr. Bowman.
All right. Two things. First of all, I think the fact that we're having this argument right now, and we had a similar thing go on back at the end of the convention, speaks to the need to do this and to do it right, where we're actually got neutral parties involved to hear things. You know, I mean, that's why I'm thinking like Kerry Morgan, I'd like to hear his take on what both sides of the legal arguments are concerning how to handle this. Secondly, as far as Sunday goes, my question would, I support that. I seconded it, but I am, when it comes to a vote before that, it's kind of a point of information. Do we know whether or not Mr. Morgan would be available for that meeting? If it's on this, without having that date priorly.
We do not at this time. So he is going to research all of the information to make sure his information is as current as it can be within the public records. He indicated he would follow up to me later in the week. I would prefer to give at least a week's notice of this meeting so that all members who are interested can in fact attend. And so I would anticipate the following Sunday, but not this coming Sunday, would be perfectly fine. But I don't know, and I'd have to discuss that matter with him first. So that would be the answer to that question.
Yeah, I wish to amend the amendment I seconded to be 2 weeks from tonight.
To be what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the end there.
2 weeks from tonight at 7 p.m.
Does that amendment have a second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion on this?
Didn't Mr. Franklin call the question?
He did. I didn't hear a second to that.
And Dana
I
had
don't
the floor.
recall.
I
Yeah,
did second
calling
that
the
actually.
question is not an interrupting motion, so it didn't count anyway.
Yeah, Dana had the floor.
Just
All right, Ms. Thornton.
I just want to say I'm going to vote against this calling this meeting because it's pretty clear that I mean I got shuffled off into one committee and then everything we decided we were going to look into and advise the board on, just you went ahead and did it all by yourself. I don't want to do that again. And you're already doing it here. You told us we can't talk about legal things in the private email chat. We can't talk about things in this meeting. And yet you're out there talking to Kerry Morgan and you're not talking to us. And I have no objection to Kerry Morgan. He's a very nice man and I'd be happy to work with him. Our lawyer would be happy to talk to him. If you would talk to us, you would know that. They can talk to each other. We can have this done in a matter of days. And it's you that's dragging it out here. Thank you, Mr.
None
Chair.
of the litigants nor Mr. Curcio has reached out to me since my election as chair regarding this.
I reached out to you in the last meeting. I reached out to you in the email and you told me that we were not allowed to talk about it. And yet there you are running with the ball. That is the job of the board. You are supposed to run the meetings. The board is supposed to vote on how we proceed on these things. And you're just doing whatever it is that you want to. If you wanted us to tell you how to get the money back, we would have been happy to. You shut us down. That was not a public discussion. That was in the email. So if you want to keep pretending like you don't know what's going on, that's your fault.
The board's free to consider those comments as they will. Ms. Carver?
Okay, again, Michigan court rules, I mean, all of this can be looked up publicly. Literally, all we have to do is go in and say that we are the rightful board and get the money back. That's it. That's all we have to do. So, again, we should have a conversation with the attorney that's part of it, added to this, and therefore I'm against this motion because it should have both attorneys and they can work together, like Angie said, like they can assist each other. Like if we even got to name a second attorney, we could do that all by law within the state. It's so simple, and we're making this so hard. That money has been there. Andrew could have gone and gotten that money when he was proclaimed the rightful chair by the lawsuit, but he didn't. Like literally, there's no reason this money is still sitting in Washtenaw County. None at all. Like you guys are making this like it's freaking the biggest thing in the world. It's very simple. It's a very simple motion. And just let's hear from Kerry. Let's hear from Nick. Let's have them both on the same call. They can work together if need be. But let's just get this done, dudes. That's why I really agree that we should have had the meeting in a week. Let's get this moving. Let's get this money in our accounts and do badass shit with it. I mean, just let's be done with this. That's the very last thing we have to do to get that part of the past behind us. Not the hurt, not all the mess that it's torn our party apart with, but the very last lawsuit will finally be closed and we will be done with this mess. There's no reason to keep putting this off and do this and do that. Let's just meet next week, have both attorneys there, get this done, get this over with, and be done. I wish Andrew would have done this a minute ago and it would have been in our accounts. I mean, let's just do it.
Point of information.
Yes, Mr. Duke.
Dana, you referenced 2 attorneys. I know of Nick Curcio and who else?
Well, from what I heard from Tim and Justin, it would be Kerry Morgan, who is the Wayne County affiliate member.
Understood. Thank you.
All right. So Just to briefly respond to that, Kerry is advised against hiring what he is deemed opposing counsel at this time, and would like to advise us prior to doing any engagement with Mr.
Opposing
Kirsty.
counsel. I am on this board. I was elected by the membership. The fact that you see me as your opposition is part of the problem, Justin.
I am speaking,
Order
and
the
you
day.
do not have the floor.
Point of information. Three of those people are on this board, or
Two of them are.
So they're not opposing. There's no opposing here. It's just getting the money back. Getting the money back.
Two of us are named co-plaintiff with the bank.
Yeah, it's just literally getting the money back to the party. There's
Point
no
of order. Gary's
opposing.
asking
These
for
people are on your
prudence
board.
and time to evaluate things and advise this board in his capacity before we move forward with other things.
Point of information. Where did you get the authority to start talking about the lawsuit? Again, this is the board's prerogative. It's not the
And that's why
chair's
it's being brought to
prerogative.
the board this evening. I have the ability to discuss things with members, whether or not you like it.
Yeah. So we can't discuss legal things on a private email, but you can discuss them
I
with
discussed
members.
publicly available information with him when on request. I would have discussed it with any member who requested publicly available information. There's a difference between that and strategy conversations of the type we are engaging in this evening.
Everything I have said is public record. The only thing that came
All
out
right.
of this that I hear is that you view us as the opposition, which is actually pretty freaking frightening. You're supposed to be the unity chair. We've done nothing to work against you, Justin, and we deserve better than that.
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Jew.
Something to the effect of who can speak for how long and we need to move on to new people. Hands are raised.
Mr. Franklin has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Two quick things. Just because something is public information doesn't mean people are actively seeking it, and we should give no one any reason to go searching. So I would suggest to this board that all matters pertaining to legal issues are conducted and discussed in executive session, and that we do that accordingly. I'm okay with next week, but we should not be discussing these things here and now. My second thing is that decorum is extremely important, and those of us on this board who cannot take and wait their turns need to be muted, because this is a professional meeting. We are here as a professional national party, and this is not a shouting match. So please be professional. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Ms. Daly?
Yeah, I was just gonna point out, as far as I understand, a special meeting can be called with 48 hours notice. And maybe it would be helpful to speak with Mr. Morgan, and also whatever other lawyer that people think should be on a call to discuss some of the matters. I don't think it's so easy as just saying, give us our money back. I think there is some discussion to be had with the board. Maybe those details can be ironed out and then notice be sent for a special meeting.
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Bowman.
Mr. Chair, isn't the matter on the table whether or not to have the meeting, whether or not the time of the meeting should be, and it was an amendment of the motion to have the meeting in 2 weeks. Was there a vote on that?
No, not yet. We're still in the middle of discussing everything but whether or not we're going to hold this meeting at that time. So let's try and confine our commentary to that, and we'll move on to Mr. Saliba.
I think Scotty just answered my question. When would it be appropriate for me to make an amendment to the main motion?
We're already
I guess
two
after
amendments
this
deep at this
amendment.
point.
What's that?
We're 2 amendments deep at this point.
Okay. So it would not be appropriate for me to make a further amendment?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Carver?
Oops.
All right. Mr. Keegan.
All right, just one thing I really want to interject in all this. It seems like we're having a lot of arguments from a somewhat breakdown of communication. Perhaps we've been overburdened the past couple of weeks with everything. I do believe everyone here wants to work with each other. You know, maybe there's some concerns that we haven't brought up to each other and why we don't want to address this or why we don't want to talk about that. But I got to remember, you know, we got a lot more in common with each other. We probably love each other a lot more than we hate the tyrannical government we got over us. And I'd really just like to see us, you know, work together more as a team. Probably the only reason I got elected is because, you know, no one hates me and I don't hate anyone. I love the party. And I believe if we can try and get back to that energy before we let this go too far down a bad road, we can salvage everything. And in like a couple weeks or a month down the road, we'll all be doing some great things. So I would really just like everyone to remember that we're here to work together. And we are going to have some disagreements on this, and perhaps some people's views are going to be different, and some people have some concerns that probably haven't even been brought up yet. So let's us all try and give each other the benefit of the doubt as far as their ethics are involved. But you know, this is getting late. We've been arguing a bit on a few things. Tensions are heated. I'd like to see this wrap up as quick as we can before it gets any more negative. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. Was that a motion to call the question, Tim?
I'll consider it a motion to call the question.
Does that have a second?
Second.
Question's been called.
The
All in favor
question
of
right
call,
now
or the question has
is,
been seconded. I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking because it's been up for a long time. The question, we will now just vote on whether or not to call the question. All in
this is a
favor
vote. Okay,
to call the question,
yes.
please say aye.
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 Any opposition to calling the question, say nay. The motion on the table was for a meeting to be called in 2 weeks' time on Sunday at 7 p.m. Special meeting for Comerica. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Who is that?
Ms. Carver voted against.
I
I
abstain.
sure did.
Leah
Ms.
Daly
Daly
abstained.
abstains.
Actually, change mine to abstain if possible.
Who? What?
Colin abstains. Any more abstentions? We can record mine as an abstention as well. The motion passes. We will put that meeting on the calendar and I will get the Zoom link out as soon as I'm able, probably be in the next 2 days.
Okay. So point of
Motion to
information.
adjourn.
Point of
With
order.
that,
No, point of information. So at this point in time would be the right time to, there's a Robert's rules about it, and I'm not even going to look it up, but I can vote to bring this back up in the same meeting to amend it again to add both lawyers. And I swear that's a Robert's rules rule. Just really quickly.
Point of order.
yes, Scotty.
I believe the vote was merely on my amendment to Dana's amendment on my motion to
We merely voted
amend
to
it
call the
to be
question.
held in 2 weeks, and we had that vote. And we also did vote to end debate, but now there's a separate vote on whether or not to have the meeting at all.
Right. And we haven't conducted that yet. And if there's no discussion on that, I see Mr. Johnson, you have your hand up.
But
Nope.
wait, hold on. I have to interrupt again because this is interruptible. God, I hate having these long
You
meetings.
can't interrupt in the middle of a vote with the motion to
But it's
reconsider
a point
something
of
that hasn't
information. I
passed.
don't think that's what we're voting on, though. We're voting on Scotty's motion that included the pro bono lawyer. So that's still on the
And we're
table.
2 amendments deep and we can't amend it further. And that question has been called and it's time to call it. And it's time for us to vote on that question.
Oh, so we're voting on that question. So that's where I vote no and then do what I'm about to do. All right, cool. Thanks.
David.
All right. So I'm just
Mr.
going to
Chair.
start with a roll. Yes,
Can you restate what the hell it is we're voting on?
I will restate the motion. And Ms. Secretary, if you could arrange for a roll call so we don't have to go back and do this twice. So the motion is to call for a special meeting to be held 2 weeks from this evening at 7 p.m. to discuss matters pertaining to the Comerica case. And Scotty, can you provide the rest of that text as to you had pulled up a moment ago? Or Donna, if you got it from him.
Yeah, actually, I did send it directly to Donna. I could read it from there.
Okay, do that.
I move to schedule a special meeting at a date and time agreeable to this body and other critical persons. Now, that phrase will, of course, now mean, because of the amendments, it would now say at 7
Sunday.
p.m., 2 weeks from tonight, wherein we can review the full scope of the bank account lawsuit litigated in Washtenaw County with Comerica Bank and the consequences of our choices concerning it. This may be with the consultation of a neutral, so far as this lawsuit is concerned, attorney who is an LPM member acting on a pro bono basis. This meeting shall include a vote on going into closed session to unseal and discuss information from previous closed sessions concerning the specific matter and to comply with the bylaws. I probably should have had it LPMI.
Thank you for that, Scotty. Okay, so we will now go to our roll call vote. The Secretary.
Okay, Tim.
I've got my hand raised. We should be in discussion still
We had voted to call the question,
on the amendment.
and we didn't vote on the amendment yet.
No,
did.
we vote on
Or
the
we
amendment.
did. Okay, my apologies.
In order here, I believe.
All right, so yeah, so we can further discuss this, but we are 2 amendments deep. So go ahead, Mr. Duke.
No longer 2 amendments.
We're not 2 amendments deep. We've come back to the
going
main
back.
motion.
Yep.
So I know everyone will love it. I would motion to amend that at this meeting we include tabled business and open floor following the executive session.
Mr. Chair, I object to that.
There's no second yet, is there?
I'll second
Nope.
it.
And I will now object.
And state your objection.
My objection is that if we're holding a special meeting for a single purpose, we should not be having open floor or any other public accommodation whatsoever.
All right, I'll just take that as speaking against the seconded motion at this point, and we can open that floor up for discussion. Going once, twice, I see Scotty.
Yep.
Oh, please, God, no.
I wish to move the question on that amendment.
No.
All right. All in favor of, or is there anyone going to second the motion, moving of the question?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to call or to move the question. Any opposition?
Point of information, my dog's barked. I don't know what the hell we're voting on right now.
Mr. Bowman, could you put the text in the chat for Dana to
Oh, his
review,
original motion, that's what we're voting on?
but amended to the time frame of 6 p.m. Yes, and then
I'm
Mr.
not the
Duke
person
added.
who made any
I'm
amendment.
sorry. Yes,
No, it was
Mr.
Andrew
Duke.
Duke. I know that much.
Okay, Mr. Duke made a motion to add open floor and public. What was that, Andrew? I'm
Tabled
sorry.
business.
Tabled business and open floor to the special meeting itself. It was seconded and spoken against. I see no hands up. Do we wish to call this question?
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes.
All in favor of Mr. Duke's amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
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 It remains a
Nay.
special meeting. And that
Do we
was
still
the
need-
final order of business on the agenda.
I said nay. Sorry, I don't think it was heard. So I have a motion. I know it sucks really bad. Y'all hate me.
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Duke.
We voted down my amendment. We need to
Mhm.
vote on the main motion.
Oh shit, I got lost again. My bad.
We've gotten way too deep on this. All right, let's vote on the
You're
main
on main
motion.
motion, right?
We are now.
We do have
Apologies.
we have a hand raised.
Call it.
I'd like to make an amendment.
Who's this now?
Mike Saliba.
Okay.
I'd like to amend the motion so that this meeting cannot take place prior to a previous meeting taking place between the chair and the three party members named as co-defendant in the lawsuit. Co-plaintiff, I mean co-plaintiff.
3 or 4? Aren't there 4 individuals?
Second.
There are 4.
4 individuals, only 3 are co-plaintiff.
Second.
Point of inquiry, are you referring to like a private meeting or like an executive session meeting?
Private meeting.
All right, well, it's been moved and seconded. Mr. Saliba, you made the motion, so that's where your hand came in. Scotty.
Point of information directed at Mr. Saliba, a request for information. Can we verify prior to this vote that those 3 members would be available? With flexible timing between now and that scheduled date?
We can be 2/3 sure on this particular Zoom meeting. And we could give the option to the third one to abstain.
And who are you meeting with, Mike?
Justin, the chair.
Can we make that an amendment?
Is that something we need to vote on?
It's not even something that's been requested at this point until tonight, and I'd be happy to do so. I don't know that there's a motion needing to be necessary.
I don't know. I don't think we need to vote on something like that.
An amendment would mean the meeting that we're voting about can't take place until it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Point of inquiry on the meeting, would there be any opposition as me as the vice chair kind of sitting in too as a very neutral party in all of this?
I think we'd have to vote on it there, but yeah, that could work.
I'd have no objection, obviously, to that part. All right, well, it's been moved and seconded. I see Ms. Carver's hands up.
Oh, please, no.
It'll be quick, Larry. Swear to God. I just feel like this violates the transparency of the board. This should be done in executive session with the whole board there. Like, I agree. Yeah, this just doesn't feel right to me.
All right. Seeing no further hands, can we call this question to a vote on the amendment that Mr. Saliba has proposed?
I move to call the question.
Second.
All in favor of the board issuing said directive to the chair to hold such a meeting prior to the special meeting that we are voting on, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay.
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 I'm sorry, I need to know the nays. I heard
Might as well
Dana.
do a
Roll call
call.
vote, please. Roll call
All right.
vote, please.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Let me get my other chart.
While we wait, point of information, Mr. Chair.
Mm-hmm.
Was this to include Mr. Teagan, and or was this to include the whole board?
So the motion as stated was for a meeting with me, and then Mr. Saliba indicated he would be willing to add Mr. Teagan or consider it, I believe, Mike.
One more time.
right.
Are
Yeah.
was it your intention to add Mr. Teagan to the motion or not?
No, not to the motion, just to let him know he can ask to be invited, and he may be upon voting at that meeting.
And when we say upon voting, who's voting on that?
The 4-person meeting between y'all?
Yeah, if the four of us agree to it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we're voting on whether to issue the chair a directive to make sure he meets with the defendants. So Tim,
Yes.
Scott,
No plaintiffs.
co-plaintiff.
Aye.
Andrew,
Abstain and come back to me.
That's a
I
pass.
vote yes. Dana,
No.
Jay,
Wake up, Jay.
I think Tori left.
Working away here, and I abstain. I'm sorry. I'm looking down. Wake up.
Raphael,
Yeah. Yes.
John, is John still here? Larry,
Yes.
Leah,
No.
Angela,
Yes.
Charles,
No.
Mike,
Yes.
Dave,
In the spirit of Jay, I abstain.
Colin.
Nope.
And back to Andrew.
No.
We have 7-5. Did you want to vote, Mr. Chair?
I'll abstain. Motion passes. All right. Don't see any hands up. Do I hear a call for orders of the day?
I motion to it.
Point of order.
Orders of
We
the
haven't voted
day.
on the main motion.
Yeah, that's the orders of the day, right?
Yes. Returning to orders of the day. So we will vote on the main motion.
Okay, Tim,
Oh, yes. I thought we were.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew,
Yes.
I vote yes. Dana,
No.
Jay,
Yeah. Yes.
Tori, is she here? Raphael, Wolf.
Yeah, my app is freezing.
Okay. John,
John has dropped out.
Larry,
Wait. Can you come back to me? Are you there?
Raphael, or
Yeah.
who am
Thank
I?
you. What is this vote on again?
It's voting on Scott's motion to hold the lawyer meeting.
The meeting with Carrie in 2 weeks.
I understand. Yes.
John's not here, Larry.
Yes.
Leah,
Her computer died. I'm not sure if I can get her vote for you guys. Just something.
okay, I'll come back. Angela,
No.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Dave,
Abstain.
Colin,
Abstain.
and I'm back as Leah there. So Leah, John, and Tori are out. We have 9-2. Did you want to vote, Chair, Mr. Chair?
No. I'll abstain. All right.
Someone,
The
can
motion
someone let me?
passes.
Can someone let me back in the meeting? My app keeps crashing.
You're in the meeting.
You're
I
in
can
the
hear you.
meeting, Raphael.
Yeah, we all hear you. All right, so that motion passes. There was no further business on the agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any opposition?
Who made that motion? Sorry.
Scotty.
Scotty.
Okay.
Who seconded it? Damn near everybody.
Thank you.
Any opposition whatsoever?
Unfortunately,
All right.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Mr. Chair, I want a roll call vote.
Aye.
Second.
I'm gonna
Freaking cloud.
So are there any nays?
Any names to adjourning before we
Nay.
do a roll call? Okay, I'm gonna rule that motion to adjourn passed.
And so who voted no? Did anybody?
I
I
did.
think
Okay.
I did because I had a motion to bring, but that's all good.
Dana and who else? Anybody else vote no? Okay. Got it.
all right, we are all adjourned. Thank you for your time, your patience, and your perseverance this evening, and have a good night.
It's been a very libertarian meeting, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.